rolling to his right. They throw it. The in route to Tanner Steck. Makes the catch. Steck dives for the pylon. Touchdown!
Up by the Nuggets and an attack. That'll go for a kill from Anasteer.
Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown. Swirls. Sets up middle. Jensen for the exclamation point kill.
30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and an 85-yard touchdown run for Landon Olsen.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant Good Friday evening from Hope, North Dakota. Tonight it's homecoming night for the Maple River Raiders as they welcome the Griggs-Midkota Titans to town here midway through this season. And quite honestly, it's a must-win game for both Griggs-Midkota and Maple River at the midway point. Must win in terms of playoff aspirations. Must win in terms of keeping any chance of a postseason berth alive. That's what's at stake tonight here in Hope. A pleasant Good Friday evening. I'm Chase Miller alongside sideline color commentator. He's Nathan Hoots, and Logan Bender is our cameraman, and this is our Irie Insurance pregame show. For more information, you can go online to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote started today. Griggs-Midkota has played a gauntlet of a schedule the past 3 weeks, losing to Wymer, Lidgerwood, Sargent County, and Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion. Hoots with Richland, Enderlin, Hankinson still on the Titans' schedule, and this evening here in Maple River, a win for Griggs-Midkota tonight could very easily jumpstart their team, even with a 0-4 record here, Hoots.
Yeah, you try not to look ahead at the schedule too often, but when your playoff hopes, as you said in the open, kind of hinge and hang in the balance, you start to look at, gaining some momentum, and you look at that schedule and you go, hey, if we can get one tonight, the amount of momentum and positive vibes we're going to get from winning against a team like Maple River could propel us forward with the games that we have the rest of the season.
And one of the guys that had a really nice evening for Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion back a week ago tonight, Kendall Carlson rushed for 113 yards against the Lobos. And on paper, the one thing that stands out for both coaches, which we'll talk with in a moment, is the offensive and defensive line. Coach Larry Fontaine is going to say that, hey, there's guys that are 50, 60, maybe even 100 pounds bigger on Griggs-Midkota line than for Maple River. And Ryan Doctor's going to say, we need to take advantage of that here coming up, Hoots. So how do you look at this game between the trenches this evening?
Yeah, it's going to define the entire game. Last year when Griggs came to the same place, the first possession, they went right down the field and kind of asserted their dominance on them in the trenches. And then Maple River made some nice adjustments, put some more men on the line of scrimmage, and was able to take advantage of their speed and quickness. We'll have to see if that same thing happens tonight. But, yeah, like you said, it's an average of almost 75 pounds a player when it comes to the offensive line versus the defensive line both ways. So it's going to be interesting to see the contrast in styles tonight.
Maple River now 2-2 on the season. They love playing at home so far this year, outscoring their opposition in the 2 games against Enderlin and Larimore, 92-24. Carter Bosch had 5 touchdowns in their win against the Polar Bears last week, while T. Silling added 2 scores as well. Same question here, Hoots. How does the Raiders keep the home field advantage going here tonight from their evening on homecoming?
Well, first, I think they just like hearing that cannon go off every time they score. But, yeah, like I said, I think Bosch has got 9 touchdowns here in 2 games. Level of opponents factor into that. They've played 2 of their 4 easiest games thus far here at home. But you got to, as you go into a season as a coach, you're like, hey, we got to go undefeated at home. And, if we go 500 on the road, we're a playoff team. So, keep protecting this house is Coach Fontaine's motto tonight.
And it's always homecoming, so you've lived it in multiple perspective here, Hoots, from just an administrative standpoint as a coach, as an activities athletic director. What is this week kind of all like, if you will, a little bit, as Coach Fontaine comes over and says 1 or 2 things to you on the sideline? But homecoming at the end of the day, you hear coaches say there's a ton of distractions. Nowadays you're seeing the boys a little bit play volleyball against each other. Gone kind of are the days of the powder puff game, so to speak. Just kind of how everything's evolved your last handful of decades. But dance, you have a lot of festivities. You have different days at school where you're thinking about, am I wearing my Batman costume or am I wearing a Michael Jordan or LeBron James jersey? So instead of just the school, instead of practice, what does all homecoming kind of mean to you wound up in one?
You just summed it up in that paragraph right there. All of those things are on the mind of these teenage boys. And, like I told you last year when we did the homecoming game here, it's like, hey, you tell the guys on Monday, but probably even Friday night after the week before, guys, have fun, enjoy this. Homecoming's a fun week to be a kid, but from 4 until the end of practice, you're mine, and none of whatever you dressed up as or whatever the day's activities were, none of that matters. All that matters is we're going to get better and get ready for the opponent that we have this Friday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hoots. This again is our Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the service you deserve at Irie Insurance. They covered all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Again, go to IrieInsurance.com. When we come back after this, we'll hear from both of our coaches, also the latest polls in 9-man football across the region. We'll take a look at matchups, a big one tonight in Wymer between an unbeaten Warburg club and an unbeaten club from Sargent County as well. But first things first, we'll get to our coaches' conversation. Larry Fontaine around the corner. But when we come back after this, we'll hear from Ryan Doctor from Griggs-Midkota. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show on homecoming night for Maple River, hosting the Griggs-Midkota Titans here on your live event.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
Part of our Irie Insurance pregame show is our coaches' conversation. As always, joining us from Griggs-Midkota, the Titans head coach, that is Ryan Doctor, as they tangle with the Maple River Raiders here tonight. And Ryan, when I looked at your schedule early on in the season, I said, okay, there's going to be a handful of games that everybody circles and says these are pretty, good teams going up against them. So always you want to win the game. Number two, you want to come out as healthy as you possibly can going into next week, like any other Friday night. But you went through a gauntlet with the Warbirds, with the Bulldogs, and the Lobos 3 straight weeks. I know it's not the results you want, Ryan, but what have you saw from your team going up against some of the best teams here in Region 1 this season?
We started with Hat Northwood. That one got a little bit away from us. I don't know if we were completely ready for that, but when it came to those next 3 games, the Wymer, they took it to us. We were able to get the ball to move a little bit, but we had some turnovers from them and against Sargent County, and even against Lemoore, we threw a couple picks, and the score turned on us pretty quick. Last week, playing a little more, we were able to move the ball though. We saw some positive things come out, and I think we should be set to go this week where hopefully we can move the ball against Maple River.
One of the positive things was over 100-yard performance in Mr. Carlson there. Again, 113 yards against the Lobos. What did you see from his performance that allows you to have that optimism, as you alluded to, going not just into tonight, but for the remainder of this football season?
Really, it's even though Kindle did a great job, it came down to our offensive line, and we put it on the line for them. We changed a couple things up front, but we can boast a really big offensive line, and those guys took it on themselves to say that enough's enough. And we're preaching what we need to do to take care of things tonight. But those guys, if they get up and moving, we're going to see a different result.
And someone that's an upperclassman for you this year, Latrell Rainey, what do you want to see from him this season, but also for the remainder of the year here from a Griggs-Midkota standpoint?
Tonight, we know Fontaine likes to stack the box. And I've been up front with Latrell, big receiver, stand 6'4", 6'5", somewhere in that range. And if he gets it going, the guys will jump on his back. They know that when he shows it on the field, he's a different player, and he's so athletic, and the ability that he can bring to our team, he could be a big one to get it going for us.
You alluded to what Coach Fontaine likes to do on the defensive side, offense, defense, special teams. When you looked at Maple River this year here, Ryan, what's going to be a challenge, or what's going to stand out from your point of view here later tonight?
Well, we know a lot of their team runs through their quarterback, both sides of the ball. He offensively, if he gets the chance to run the powers, he's going to take off and go. He's a big body. He likes to move. If we can contain him when they're on offense, that's the thing. But on defense, he's a physical body. He likes to press that box. We had some issues with that when we played Sargent County. But if we can take care of him, I think we got a great shot at turning some heads tonight.
Final thing for you, Ryan, before we let you go, what's one or two keys? What does Griggs-Midkota have to do well here this evening to try to pick up a victory? And quite honestly, as we alluded to, not to say that the teams that's on your schedule won't possess a challenge, but Weimar, Lidgerwood, Sargent County, and the Lobos are behind you. So you pick up a win here. You feel good going into your next couple of games, a lot of home games to finish off the season as well. So what do you want to see from your point of view here tonight, Ryan?
Kind of like we already talked about. Number one, we got to take care of the football. We've thrown quite a few picks in the last couple games, but we have to take care of the football. Number two, like I said, those offense linemen up front, if they can control the line of scrimmage on defense, if they can control that line of scrimmage, that's where the battle's won. We're bigger. We should be more athletic from what I can see. If we can take care of our responsibilities and know what we need to do, I don't have worries going into that. We got the right guys in play.
Ryan Doctor, head coach for the Griggs-Midkota Titans, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here tonight against the Raiders.
Hey, thanks a lot, Chase.
We'll continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show with our coaches conversation after this with Coach Fontaine from Maple River here on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, gooserivergolfclub.com.
On our Irie Insurance pregame show now, joining us from the Maple River Raiders, that is Larry Fontaine, as they welcome in on homecoming night the Titans of Griggs-Midkota. And Larry, a nice home cooking for you guys so far this year. 2 games in hope, 2 wins, and you hope to continue that here this evening on homecoming night against the Griggs-Midkota squad that's gone through a gauntlet the last couple of weeks here in Region 1. So first things first, how's homecoming week been treating you, and how do you expect to take that win from Larimore into tonight here, Larry?
Hi, Chase. How are you?
Doing well, Coach. Thanks.
Yeah, good. Homecoming is it's a lot of stuff going on. We got to try to keep the kids focused. We got to try, remember that we have a football game right now. They're playing volleyball in the gym, and we got a scavenger hunt going on. We got a pep rally later on. There's a lot going on, but in a dance later tonight. But our job is to keep the kids focused, and I think we've had a pretty good week of practice. So, we're looking forward to playing tonight.
And then going into this one, taking a look back at the Larimore game, a big turning point was that 4th and 5 play that went for 45 yards, sealing to Drogan there. Let's talk about Mr. Drogan. Safety, a guy that kind of comes in at opportune times for you as well offensively. What did that kind of play represent to you as a coach on the sideline on that 4th and 5?
Well, we had a discussion out there. I asked Coach Slofeld and Coach Bilke, should we go for it? And they're like, yep. Both of them said yeah. So, all right, we'll go for it. And we know what we got with Stevie. Stevie's quick, got great hands. I call him Bolitnikoff. For you people that are old, Fred Bolitnikoff hands. He's a good athlete, and he brings a lot of. He's just another weapon that we can use, and that we're going to try to use a little more, as the season goes on.
And you look at Griggs-Midkota here, Larry, as we kind of mentioned, they went through the turn beater, if you will. I mean, they played the Warbirds, they played the Bulldogs, they played the Lobos in 3 straight weeks here in Region 1. And just like you, they want to pick up a victory and kind of jumpstart their year a little bit here, midway point of the season. For you guys, same thing. You want to pick up a region victory here and make those games at the end of the year a little bit more meaningful as well. So what have you seen from a Coach Ryan Doctor team that'll present as a challenge here later tonight?
Well, they're big. I mean, we give up 100 pounds on the line. They're really, really big. I mean, and they've got some talent. They played Lemoore pretty good last week. It was 16-6 at halftime, and the score to indicate how well they played. They're a lot bigger than us, so our kids know that. They know that we're not going to be able to beat them on the line. That they're just 100 pounds heavier than we are. So we've got to do some different things, open it up a little bit to have success tonight.
And the biggest thing as a coach here, Larry, going into that, as you mentioned, that kind of cat and mouse game, as this game continues to move on into that 3rd and 4th quarter, what do you want to see ultimately? What are some keys from your point of view here tonight against the Titans?
Well, we want to score a lot. We have some explosive weapons in Carter and T and Stevie and Connor and Preston Dallas. We got 5 kids that are pretty offensively talented. So I guess we want to score and, run up, get a nice lead on it would be okay. And then we can relax a little bit. I know at the Hankinson game, they controlled the ball a lot, and they kept our offense off the field. And I guess, we're going to try to control the ball, keep their offense off the field and do what we do best.
Final thing for you, Larry, before I let you go, I'd be remiss to ask you as a teacher, as a coach, what do you enjoy most about homecoming? Or is it, hey, I'm glad when homecoming's done because there's more distractions? How do you look at it, Larry?
No, I love it. It's, I think my 26th year of coaching football. It's great. I love every year's different. Kids are great. I want the kids to have fun. It's about the kids. I want them to enjoy it and have a great time. And, it's fun to watch and see, and it's fun to get a win. It's going to be a good time tonight.
Larry, as always, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here this evening in Hope.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
That again, Larry Fontaine, head coach of the Maple River Raiders, will continue on our pregame show after this.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley school districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give DeWitt a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve. Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance. We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here tonight from Hope, North Dakota, between the Griggs-Midkota Titans and the Maple River Raiders here this evening. Irie Insurance, Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots. Also with us is Logan Bender running the camera here on this evening as they get ready for the coin toss, so we'll keep apprised of that, Hoots. But let's take a look at other games across Region 1 here tonight. A big one, Sargent County at Wymer-Lidgerwood. First things first, both teams are unbeaten in Region 1 play. You just have a feeling if the Bulldogs win that they're going to be the sure winner of this region in the regular season. But the Warbirds, by any stretch, and being in Wymer, the first time that those two teams have played since '05, it's going to be an interesting game tonight between the Bulldogs and the Warbirds. I think Coach Stringy was created to play in games like this, to coach in games like this where he is the underdog and nobody thinks they can win. I guarantee all week long he's just been drawing up random stuff to try to confuse Sargent County in any way. You know, they're just so unbelievably consistent. Their line is gigantic. They can shuttle guys in and out. They can they're able to change quarterbacks and running backs and offensive linemen to stay fresh throughout the entire game. They're a wagon, and it's going to be tough for them to be beat by anyone. But if anyone can do it, it's Coach Stringy and the Warbirds. They have athletes. They're good enough up front to at least hold their own. It should be a fun one. Here in Hope, winning the toss is Maple River, and they have elected to receive here this evening. Other games in Region 1, Lemoore Litchfield Marion visits Richland in Colfax tonight. Enderlin is Idle, and then Hatton Northwood at Hankinson. And what a story it was yesterday that broke with Hatton Northwood volleyball making their way to Nelson County, going into Dakota Prairie. And Hoots, there's a death with the SUV driver. The good news is, from the latest reports that I saw, no one on the volleyball team. There's going to be some injuries, some scratch and bruises, but nothing to that point, as we just kind of said about the opposing driver. And now all of a sudden, Hatton Northwood, from a football standpoint, from a community standpoint, coming into it was a large game because Hatton Northwood 2-2 in the region, going up against Hankinson, which is 2-1. Similar to this game, if the Thunder win, that really causes a big stir for the 4 seed. If Hankinson wins, then they're one step closer, at least clinching a playoff spot. But a ton of emotions, and on top of it, I believe it's homecoming as well for Hankinson. So there's a lot of emotions going on tonight in the southeast part of North Dakota. Yeah, first of all, thoughts and prayers to everybody involved in that. When the Hatton Northwood community, they've gone through a lot. So hats off to them for being willing to play this game. And you can imagine if it's an athletic crew that ends up involved in some type of this accident, all of them would want them to play this game. So it's pretty cool that they're able to make that work tonight. That, like you said,
said, though, it's a huge region game. Emotionally, what is that going to do? Are they going to be completely checked out, or is it going to be something that motivates them to play to their fullest and highest potential? It'll be an interesting one in Hankinson.
As we continue here, other games tonight, a large one. New Salem-Almont, the new #1 team in the state in the latest media football poll. Sargent County's 2, New Rockford-Cheyenne 3 after topping North Prairie last Friday. South Borders 4, West Hope Newburgh-Glenburn is number 5 with North Prairie receiving votes. North Prairie plays against Lemoore in 2 weeks in 9-man football as well, something to make note of. But Grant County Flasher, New Salem-Almont, anything surprising you this point through the season here, Hoots, when it comes to the polls and just the rest of the state of North Dakota?
You know, not too much. Sargent County, I think, is legit. If they win tonight, the teams that they've beat so far has got to, at least give them some more votes at #1. But, when you've got the track record like New Salem does and, defending state champs, you're going to have a lot of good things coming towards you, including the votes from people that may not have ever seen you play it down except for in the Dakota Bowl last year. So there's a lot of really, really good teams. It's fun to see there's so much depth and balance in 9-man this year, and not just kind of knowing there's 2 or 3 teams that are going to make it there and who's going to end up winning. I could see 7, 8, 9 teams possibly breaking into that game.
When we come back on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll put a bow on our pregame report, get to the starting lineups and the opening kick. It's homecoming night in Hope tonight between Maple River and Griggs-Midkota. Our keys to the game is next here on your LiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
MLGC offers ultra-high-speed broadband, streaming TV, telephone, advanced business services, and commercial-grade video surveillance services. MLGC has a goal to continue to deliver future technologies that make rural communities in North Dakota vibrant places in which to live and do business in. They're your local provider who prides itself on its unmatched customer service with a small-town touch. MLGC has offices in Enderlin, Cooperstown, and Kindred. For more info, go to mlgc.com.
Final segment on our Irie Insurance pregame show here this evening as we take a look at our keys to victory. Nathan Hoots, we heard from the coaches right now, and obviously, again, when you look on paper for the offensive line for the Titans, 6'3", 260, 6'2", 250, 6'3", 240, 6'3", 275. Maple River's defensive line, 6'3", 190, 6'1", 180, 6'1", 155, 6'1", 180. No reason to think that in football that's always the battle, but I think that'll be something particular if Griggs-Midkota gets a rushing game going to counter that passing game, and if they can get 3, 4, 5 yards early that runs into bigger. I think we don't need to go much more from there outside of maybe some X's and O's. That is where it really starts tonight here between the Titans and the Raiders.
Yeah, I like the idea from Coach Fontaine, winning the toss, taking the ball, make Griggs-Midkota play from behind all game. There's nothing more than playing from behind that can neutralize a potent running game. And I assume if they have that size advantage, you're going to look for 3-4 yards every single down and just try to demoralize Maple River by just taking the air out of the ball and controlling time of possession.
Who's a player from either side that needs to have a quote-unquote X-factor kind of game?
Well, if they're going to throw the ball, Griggs-Midkota, and you look at Latrell Rainey with his height, there's no one on Maple River's defensive backfield that has a chance to guard him one-on-one. But that is Coach Fontaine's philosophy. He lives and dies by playing man-to-man and getting as much pressure on the quarterback as possible before he can make a good decision. So if Rainey can get loose on a couple different plays, or maybe just some 50-50 balls that he makes 80-20s, that could be a big difference.
Other games tonight here on YourLiveEvent.com. Northern Cass visits Kindred in 1A alongside Oaks at Hillsborough Central Valley in Minnesota, Manominwaban at Edinburgh West, and Bagley at Polk County West at East Grand Forks here tonight. That does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show. Go to IrieInsurance.com for a free quote. We come back after this. It's starting lineups and the opening kick. It's homecoming night between Maple River and Griggs-Midkota here on YourLiveEvent.com.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsborough or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
As we continue here for our starting lineups, the Maple River Raiders and the Griggs-Midkota Titans. Again, winning the toss is Maple River, so Griggs-Midkota will go defensively to start things off here for our starting lineups. Up front here this evening, defensive linemen of Wyatt Hoyt, Isaac Stadler, and Levi Kautzman. Linebackers of Colton Hilbert, alongside with Mr. Kautzman, Rory, a sophomore, and Kendall Carlson, a junior at 5'10", 165. Defensive backs of Jaron Munson and Kylan Johnson, and Latrell Rainey as well. Griggs-Midkota so far on the season defensively, giving up 39 points per game. Offensively, averaging 7 points per contest, losing to the Lobos in Lemoore 37-6, but it was close after one half of play between the Titans and the Lobos. As we now draw our attention to the Maple River Raiders for their starting lineup here, under the guidance of head coach Larry Fontaine. Griggs-Midkota under the guidance of head coach Ryan Doctor. For Maple River, they'll go like this up front. At a guard is Owen Tickey and Levi Trader as well. The center, a senior in Calvin Santrum. Tight end of Jonah Thompson. And then you'll have wide receiver, tight end of Stephen Drogan. Winger of Preston Downs. Fullback of Connor Dahl, tailback of Carter Bosch, and quarterback T. Silling. The Maple River Raiders averaging 24 points per game, defensively giving up 24.6 per contest. They're coming off a win over the Larimore Polar Bears, 46-18. And last year here in Hope, these two teams met Griggs-Midkota was up 8-6 after one quarter of play, but Maple River would go on to win almost a year ago to the date on September the 30th, 40-8. Clay Hovelson with a $142 rushing with 2 touchdowns plus a receiving touchdown. Brady Haugen, who is not playing due to an injury he had at the end of the season last year, had 100 yards rushing and 186 yards passing plus a touchdown. Final thoughts, Nathan Hoots, before we get to the kickoff between the Raiders and Griggs-Midkota, what feels more like a fall than a summer evening here just past the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah, certainly cooled off here recently. You know, it's going to be exciting to see Carter Bosch in space versus the size and the girth of this Titan team.
Maple River again wearing the blue uniforms here with the white helmets and the white numerals. While for the Griggs-Midkota Titans, they're going to be in their white uniforms here with the blue numerals here this evening. And they will come out here for Griggs-Midkota as they'll put the ball on the tee as they will kick it off here at the 40-yard line for high school football with 4 12-minute quarters. Again, if it gets to running time, that'll be 30-plus once you get to the second half. As we'll get this one slated and underway here. Putting the ball on the tee for Maple River. They will go back, as always, here for the Raiders as Carter Bosch and Connor Dahl putting the ball on the tee here for Griggs-Midkota. That is going to be Isaac Stadler. So Stadler will put this one on the tee here for the Titans. Griggs-Midkota 0-4 on the season. Maple River at 2-2. Titans will put this one up, and we're underway at 7:06 on a Friday night. It's a little pooch. Maple River will handle it at the 48-yard line. Good job by the Raiders that time in Calvin Satchram, and great starting field position here for the Maple River Raiders.
You can tell Griggs-Midkota definitely watched the tape of the first half of Larimore last week, getting a couple, recovered one and had one close one. So trying to sneak an extra possession here to begin the game.
Ball will be slated at the 47-yard line here, as Maple River will have it right between the hashes. Shotgun formation here for the Raiders. One wide receiver split out either side here for Maple River. And then they'll go into a little bit of a wildcat formation with Connor Dahl and also Carter Bosch. Speed option, ball's going to get speed to the outside. There goes Carter Bosch past the 50 to the 40, and he's tackled up high into Griggs-Midkota territory. Tackled by Carlson, but not before a first down that goes 15 yards.
Fun little formation there with both Dahl and Bosch in the backfield, and then T. Silling showing off that he has, you know, a little more in the repertoire with his block downfield. Kind of drove his guy into the sideline. Good start.
Something that we heard from Larry Fontaine during the week, saying that they're going to go to this opportunity every now and then, this little wildcat formation here for the Maple River Raiders, trying to do as they've done all season, get Bosch out in space. Trips to the near sideline now. Griggs-Midkota, 3 down linemen. Bosch motions out right-hand side. Here's a quick screen to Connor Dahl. Dahl picks up a block to the 30-yard line, makes a man miss, and he gets his way into a first down to the 26-yard line. That'll be for 12 yards.
That was kind of the go-to formation for him last week. Last couple possessions, they went to that 3 wide and then motioned Bosch either into the quads or, you know, one-on-one one way. It was interesting to see they slid both an outside linebacker and a safety over the top of Bosch, kind of afraid of what he can do in space. That allows a lot of numbers positively for the Raiders on the left side.
And I think already Larry Fontaine in 2 play suits has said what they're going to do. They're not going to go into the teeth of this defense. They're going to put them on the perimeter.
Yep, and you know, like we talked about last week, you know, you get Bosch with 1 block over here. You got a lot of space for Silling this side.
Shotgun formation again for Silling. Bosch motions out right-hand side. Silling in the gun, looking downfield. That's going to be nearly picked off. Just hanging out there is wearing number 55 here for Griggs-Midkota. That is Colton Hilbert, and all of a sudden for Mr. Silling, very fortunate, just didn't see him coming across the post.
Preston Dow's kind of tapped his chest saying, my bad there. I wonder if he was supposed to sit down in front of that linebacker at that second level. He already had Steve Drogan running deep. Ideally, you don't have 2 guys running the same type of route on the same side of the field.
Yeah, if you're Griggs-Midkota, you want that one back, but fortunate there from a Maple River perspective to bring up 2nd down and 10. So for Silling, 1 of 2 so far for 12 yards. Bosch for 15 yards here. 4th play of the drive that started at the Griggs-Midkota 47-yard line. On our City of Hope scoreboard, work and play in Hope, North Dakota. From job listings and housing options, go to HopeND.com. Maple River under center here. Silling breaks a tackle, gets to the 30, 25, and steps out of bounds at the 24-yard line here. So a nice little 4 yards, make it about 3 yards on the play. A little different play design, but a same wrinkle, Hoots, from what we saw earlier. Kind of, I like to call it a bobsled. Instead of a 3-man bobsled in front, it was just one in Carter Bosch.
Yeah, and that play's tough if that end doesn't win that block against Griggs-Midkota's outside linebacker or D-end, whatever you want to call him over there. If he doesn't win that block, it's a 4-yard loss. But thankfully, he was able to get outside of that first level and get 3-4 yards.
3rd and 7 upcoming now for Maple River. Connor Dahl splits out to the right-hand side. To the left here is Dowse and Drogan. Bosch in the shotgun with Silling. We'll see if the Titans bring some pressure. They got 4 down linemen. They'll bring 4. Silling rolls right-hand side looking for Bosch. Has them at the 15-yard line. To the 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Maple River. Carter Bosch connects with Silling for 24 yards for the score, and Maple River draws first blood on our City of Hope scoreboard.
Offensive coordinators call that a rub route. Defensive coordinators call it a pick. But Connor Dahl ran right into the guy that was supposed to be guarding Bosch there on the outside, freed him up on that wheel route, and a great throw.
And really good pressure by Griggs-Midkota because Silling was rolling out there, who didn't really have a lot of time. If Bosch was not open, that easily would have bring up a 4th down, if not a sack on the play.
But you love to see that he hung in there that extra second to give Bosch an extra second to get open and create that space, and he took quite the hit at the end of the play.
So 2-point conversion opportunity now upcoming for Maple River as they will come out in the shotgun. Silling, motion man going left to right as Dowse. Handoff will go to Carter Bosch. Bosch between the teeth of the defense. He's in for a 2-point conversion. With 10:17 left to play in the opening quarter, Maple River leads it by 8.
See the all-new Fendt tractor at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. You'll be impressed with this new Fendt tractor. Ask about a demonstration in your field and check out the new trade-ins for tillage equipment. Hey, and just this reminder again, new versatile Delta tracks are arriving. There's 3 spots secured for new versatile Delta track tractors, all going to be at 2023 pricing, saving you thousands of dollars. Talk to Chuck O'Neill at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Nathan Hoots, Chase Miller, Logan Mender here this evening with you from Hope, North Dakota for the Maple River Raiders. They go 53 yards for the score in 1 minute and 43 seconds. That goes 5 plays for the touchdown against Silling to Bosch for 24 yards. Putting this one on the tee here for Maple River is going to be Calvin Satrom. Back for Griggs-Midkota will be Lincoln Ronigan, the freshman here, someone that Ryan Doctor said is going to have a bright future in front of him with how he plays. But he fumbles this one at the 24, gets a fortunate bounce back to the 35-yard line, and that'll be 11 yards as we get some feedback coming through the booth.
A little loud up there, but fortunate that he was able to catch that one right off his chest on the bounce and get a decent starting field position here for the Titans.
So for Griggs-Midkota, coming out here under the guidance of a freshman quarterback and Trey Spickler here. Against the Lobos, threw for 100 yards, had 4 attempts on the ground for 10 yards. Griggs-Midkota, again, their white tops with blue numerals with Titans across the front. For Maple River in their blue uniforms with white numerals here tonight. So one wide receiver, left-hand side, is Latrell Rainey at 6'3". He has some size out in front of him. Shotgun formation, motion man going to the right-hand side. Here is Carlson in the gun, looking to throw for Carlson here. That's going to be incomplete off the hands at the 47-yard line. Man-to-man formation here, Bosch on the coverage, but a really good-looking throw by the freshman just out of the outstretched hands here of Carlson.
He had him a little more, throw it a little higher on the outside shoulder. Maybe he hit him there. Bosch got beat just a bit. It'll be the last time that happens. I'm assuming he's going to learn his lesson there.
Yeah, these are going to be certain plays where everyone knows how Coach Fontaine wants to run a defense. You're going to get one-on-one opportunities all night from a Titan point of view. Handoff here. This goes to C.J. Rainey, who gets popped up high and down low. Dahl and Silling. Rainey gets about 2 yards on the rush.
That was a great job. Silling just pressed up the outside to make sure that he had contain, and then as soon as he knew he was going inside of him, came back inside, and Dahl filled wonderfully.
So third down upcoming here for the Griggs-Midkota Titans, as they will need their own 45 for first. One wide receiver splits out left-hand side in Munson. Back to the shotgun formation, and right now, Hoots, it looks like Maple River with a 4-4 style of defense with Drogan on the outside. They're going to bring 5. Here comes the blitz, looking to throw. Rainey has it, tries to make a man miss, then gets popped. Rainey gets 3 yards. Really good defensive play there by Preston Dowse, who lost his balance and was helped by Connor Dahl to finish him off.
Yeah, that was impressive. I thought for sure you make one guy miss in 9-man football, sometimes I can go 70 in the other direction. Good recovery there by number 4.
Yeah, without question. And for C.J. Rainey on the opposite side here, a couple of touches early on. He had 12 attempts for 53 yards against the Lobos last Friday night. For the Titans here, 4th down and 5, as we're under 9 minutes to play here. They will come out and look to go for it with Spickler. Spickler steps up, throws, has Rainey across the middle on a deep post with the catch, and he's past the 35 into Raider territory on the outstretched hands again, and the freshman Spickler has thrown really 2 nice footballs.
That was an excellent throw. Hit him in stride. That's the chance you take when you don't play a safety over the top. If you get beat to the inside like Drogan did right there, that's a chance you take. You try to put pressure on him, just didn't quite get there that time.
23 yards, 1st and 10 here for the Griggs-Midkota Titans on our City of Hope scoreboard. Really nice looking play. Again, Latrell Rainey is someone that Coach Doctor said needs to have a big game here tonight. Handoff goes to Carlson. Carlson dances to the outside, past the 32, the 25-yard line for a gain of 8.
A couple missed tackles there. Guys diving with their heads down. They're not quite keeping their heads up and seeing what they're tackling, just taking a chance by diving at legs.
Ball on the outside here at the 25-yard line for Griggs-Midkota. 4th down, all of a sudden now you get some confidence and get something going here offensively. They're knocking on the door. Shotgun formation again, split out left-hand side is Munson. 2 running backs in the backfield here as you have Spickler. Spickler, handoff. This goes again to left-hand side to Carlson, and Carlson is wrapped up, and there's a late fumble. It was recovered anyway by Trace, but it'll be a loss of about 1.
Great pursuit there, but you could see, there are 8 guys that are completely dialed in to stop the run, and then it's man-to-man with the 1 receiver on the outside. Any type of a play action, sending a tight end up a seam or any type of a corner route might give them an opportunity to find someone open.
For Griggs-Midkota, they will need to get to about the 23-yard line for the first here. First possession of the game for the Titans, starting back at their own 35-yard line. 3rd down upcoming here for Griggs-Midkota. As they'll have a motion man right-hand side in Carlson. Rolling, Spickler looking for a lane, then he gets hog-tied down for a sack. Coming to grab him there was the freshman in Levi Trader.
It's a lesson in never giving up. He was about 5-6 yards behind the play, and he just kept pursuing the ball and then cut back. And 9-man usually is kind of death for defense, but he was right there to fill. A great job by Trader.
Minus 5 yards. If you go back on the play, Latrell Rainey just ran a quick hitch there, Hoots, and I think he was open right off the bat, but when all of a sudden Spickler went from left to right, that play was kind of dead in its own rights then at that particular juncture. So makes it 4th down and long now for Griggs-Midkota. They converted on a 4th and 5 earlier in the drive, trying to do it now 4th and 9. Trips the near sideline, Rainey in the slot with Woodstead as well. Shotgun, Spickler steps up, has a lane, 25, trying to get to the 25-yard line. He gets to about the 26. He's tackled on the play by Preston Dowse, but it's a gain of 5, but a turnover on downs.
Bend but don't break there by the Raiders defense. They allowed him to get outside of the pocket, but a lot of guys rallied up to make the tackle, knew where the line to gain was, and kept him inside of that.
For the Maple River Raiders, they will handle it now at their own 26-yard line. What did you see from a Griggs-Midkota point of view with those offensive linemen to start the football game here, who it's kind of our keys to the game again?
Yeah, you know, they didn't really run anything inside those A and B gaps there in that first possession, so you don't really like to, didn't get a good chance to see how they were going to dominate inside. They have so much of a size advantage.
Coming out here for Maple River, shotgun formation. On home, coming out again for the Raiders. Twins to the right, one near sideline in Dahl. In the gun is Silling. Silling with it, bounces to the near sideline, and Silling gets popped out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, maybe the 32 for a gain of 5.
Well done by the outside blocking over there by the Raiders on the left-hand side. The Titans got to do a better job of getting pressure, 2-3 yards in the backfield, force him to give that pitch up. I couldn't quite tell from this angle whether that was a pitch or a lead, but either way, the Titans got to do a better job of getting pressure in the backfield.
Yeah, from our spot here, Hoots on the crow's nest, if you will. Look a little bit like it was right off the bat here. Silling just looking for a block, but we've seen that speed option pay dividends already here this game, and we'll definitely see it throughout the season.
Yeah, being able to run both of those, is going to be a big advantage for them coming up later in this game.
As you'll have a broken wing. Tight formation here. Bosch will handle it, gets the 35-yard line, finds a hole. Good job by Drogan opening up that lane a little bit as Bosch gets to about the 39. You had Rainey, Latrell, and CJ in on the tackle, and all of a sudden now you go another handful of yards and get about 7 there for Bosch.
Larry Fontaine's taking a deep sigh of relief right there that he ran it off the left side through that 3-hole rather than that 4. They brought a guy almost unblocked. That would have probably resulted in 2-3 yard loss, or maybe even worse with some type of a fumble.
First down and 10 here, and on top of that too, all of a sudden again you go outside. 2-point conversion goes inside. You run a little counter there, Hoots, so starting to mix it up a little bit on the ground game.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of, as the years progress, being able to, run inside, outside, and have a good play action game.
Shotgun formation, trips right-hand side again for Maple River as they're at their own 39-yard line. Silling fakes it to Bosch, looks to Connor Dahl. This is into the backfield. Dahl gets to 35, makes a man miss with a stiff arm, and somehow gains about 5 yards on the play. In a tackle for Griggs-Midkota coming off that line spot, Isaac Stadler.
Kind of put his foot in the ground there and stopped on a dime, allowing two Titans to take care of themselves. Unfortunately for them, they ran into each other, and then someone else had to clean up. But it's really impressive. Every single time you throw Dahl out on that slot spot, he's got such good hands. You don't expect a guy of that size that's kind of been a running back his whole career to be able to snag every pass that Silling throws him.
Yeah, and that was caught back at the 30. Could have been nearly a 10-yard loss. Instead, it's a 5-yard gain, as they'll come out tight formation again with under 5 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Silling, fullback trap. This goes to Connor Dahl, breaks a tackle, spins his way, and as Berman would say, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling for 6 yards.
Yeah, that was the play that didn't work well for them last week against Larimore, and that was something they sorely missed, just being able to hit that quick hitter, double down on the nose, and run right off his butt. They weren't able to do that last week. If they can get 3, 4, and even 5 or 6 like they had in that play, that's a big difference maker for the Raiders.
In the back, you got a little bit of a hazy sun starting to drop. It's dark orange, a little pink here. A little fire coming across the way. This would be a beautiful bonfire night, by the way. 1st and 10 regardless at midfield. Here's your speed option play. There goes Bosch to the outside of the numbers 50. Bosch tries to get out of a tackle. Rainey brings him down, and that might be called for a horse collar to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it's definitely a horse collar. Umpire was following the ball well on that play and saw it from the side that he had. Might have been shielded with the line judge on that side, but the inside guy definitely made the right call.
This will be our first penalty of the game, and it will be a horse collar here on Griggs-Midkota for 15 yards. So take it from the 43, add 15 more on top of it. Hoots and Maple River knocking on the door here in their second possession.
Yeah, they want to kind of throw this knockout punch here right away and try to finish them before this game even gets rolling.
As we alluded to in our pregame show, both teams still have a chance to make the playoffs. Yes, things need to go right, but you have to take care of business here tonight for either club. For the Maple River Raiders, quickly to the line. Twins near sideline, one to the right in Dahl. Griggs-Midkota with 6 men in the box. Silling, shotgun formation. Hard count got the guy to flinch, and we'll have an encroachment, I believe, on Griggs-Midkota.
Yeah, first hard count we've seen from Maple River in probably all 3 games that we've we've done together on this field. It's nice to see that the line discipline, especially when you have a freshman at guard and a couple sophomores up there, that you didn't have any jumps. That's good to see if you're Larry Fontaine.
And we have a timeout on the field. We'll break as well on our City of Hope scoreboard. 3:42 to play in the opening quarter. Maple River leads it by 8.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
As we return here on YourLiveEvent.com, I'm Chase Miller. He's Nathan Hoots, and Logan Bender here is running our camera as well. Nathan, early on in this game, you feel like Maple River has found a rhythm from what they did last week against the Polar Bears, taking that offensively here. Larry Fontaine said they want to score a lot and often here tonight and throughout the rest of the season in our pregame show. Well, for Ryan Doctor, that first drive, a lot of nice things. They just couldn't finish it. But right now, how does Griggs-Midkota defensively maintain and try to slow down this Raiders attack, which, again, there has been some nice plays from the Titans, but there's been a lot of 10-plus yard plays so far from a Maple River viewpoint.
Yeah, Larry's done a nice job so far of switching things up, kind of 50-50 on the ground through the air thus far, which is kind of against what he usually does. They're going to have to bring more pressure, and you've seen a couple times linebackers have come, but those front four from Griggs-Midkota have got to hold their own so that these guys, if they're not going to bring pressure, can cover long enough.
Shotgun formation again for Griggs-Midkota, 6 men in the box. It's one-on-one for the wide receivers, and we got a flinch on the left-hand side here for Levi Trader. So the encroachment goes awry now as they bring up first down and 10. First penalty of the game for the Raiders.
And just back them up, give them more space to run all their spread stuff here. No panic.
For Maple River, again up front, 180, 180, 180. For Griggs-Midkota, 260, 240, 250 on their starters. So again, you're going to see it enough on the inside, Hoots. But for Maple River, they're not looking to go north to south, if you will, from what we've seen early on here in this first quarter.
They're not, Griggs-Midkota with their size is not reestablishing the line of scrimmage 3 or 4 yards into the backfield thus far.
First down and 10 now for Maple River. Ball spotted at the 27. Speaking of north to south, well, there it is. Getting through Rainey, but not the second linebacker for the Titans. In on the tackle is Max Ludwig, the sophomore. Carter Bosch gets about 1 yard.
Yeah, one of the first encouraging plays defensively for Griggs-Midkota. See if they can build off of that here with this second down and long.
The lone touchdown, for those of you that are just joining us, came on the opening drive for Maple River. Silling hit Bosch for a 24-yard score, and then Bosch rushed in the 2-point conversion. That is our lone score so far on our City of Hope scoreboard. Maple River up front right now with Silling. This is the nice thing when you have a mobile quarterback, and you're going to see it a lot in high school sports and a 9-man in general. You can run him, you can boot him, you can do a lot of actions off of Silling here this season, Hoots, for Maple River.
A lot of times in youth football, you kind of tell your coaches to just put the best athlete at quarterback and we'll figure things out from there.
Silling just gets it off before it's a delay of game, has some time, rifles one incomplete, and Rainey in on the coverage. They were looking for a deep post pattern for the first down for Drogan, but the 6'3" arms of Rainey bats that down and makes it 3rd and 10.
Made a great play going over the top of the outside shoulder and not making contact before he deflected the football. That was a great play by him.
That was a nice looking ball too by Silling. He didn't have much of a window to throw it in, so better coverage. And so far, right on cue for Coach Doctor and Griggs-Midkota saying, hey, Latrell's going to have to play well moving forward throughout this season, trying to be that senior leader. We saw the 4th down catch there, Hoots, and a couple nice defensive plays by Latrell.
He's had a couple wow plays thus far, and, someone's got to get the energy going over here. They're kind of standing around, hands on their hips. Not a whole lot of energy from the sideline either. Maybe one of the more of those plays can get them going.
3rd down and 9 here for the Raiders. They will need the 18 for the first. Silling in a pistol formation with Bosch behind him. Speed option. He fakes the pitch, and he's able to muscle his way. Keeps the pile going to about the 20-yard line as Silling is about 1.5 yards shy of the first, but he gains 7 yards.
Whoever's calling defense over there on the white sideline is kicking themselves because, with 4th and 8, you're probably dealing with some type of a pass play. But 4th and 2, everything's in the books, especially now that they've established they can go hard count to get them to jump.
You saw the defensive end for Griggs-Midkota try his best to take Bosch there in Levi Kautzman. I'm sure when you go back to the video board, so to speak, tomorrow, you'll say, hey, maybe you pitch that ball to Bosch and he has some daylight in front of him. But regardless, a really healthy gain for T there and hard-earned.
I think he made up his mind a little too early there, and he probably liked that one back. 4th
and short under center they go. Bosch dots the I. Handoff, little counter trap here to Mr. Bosch. And Bosch is going to be close. Hoots, I'll defer to you from up here. It looks like he got enough for the first.
Yeah, by a solid half yard.
So that'll be a first down here. Coming in on the tackle is the aforementioned Kautzman here for the Titans. But it's 3 yards, and really was stopped. I don't think he gets that, but a nice little second effort play here for Carter Bosch.
Yeah, the way that pile moved, I thought it was Dahl that got the carry. You know, he was taking 2-3 guys for a ride there to get that extra yard.
5 carries, 33 yards here, 96 seconds left to play in our opening quarter. Griggs-Midkota and Maple River. This is just the 3rd possession of the game. Last week here we had 22 possessions, for crying out loud.
I think you're going to get home a little earlier this Friday than last week.
1st down and 10. First time we've seen the wishbone here tonight in Hope. In the red zone. Ball's going to get pitched. Connor Dahl has a chance to throw. He lost it. Is it a fumble? They'll say it's incomplete. They were looking for Drogan on a little bit of a crossing pattern there with the lefty Dahl, who gets popped as he threw it. You can thank Tom Brady for the tuck rule and make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Griggs-Midkota had him doubled, so it probably isn't the worst thing that ended up being incomplete, because it very well could have been picked if it would have been, thrown over in this area. Both 20 and 11 had double coverage on Drogan.
If it would have been picked or would have been fumbled, either way, Griggs-Midkota did not bite Hoots on that one. So really good defense by the Titans.
Did a very nice job of not taking the bait. They knew what their read was. Didn't matter whether or not it was a run or a pass. They stuck with their guy.
Pistol formation now for the Maple River Raiders as they'll come out twins to the near sideline. Dahl to the right. Speed option again. This time Silling looking for a little bit of a block. Silling to the numbers, the 15 to the 10, and he gets pushed out of bounds there. Silling tiptoes the sideline and able to get, again, a healthy yardage on a 2nd or 3rd and long. Makes it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, especially when you know it's 4-down territory. Without having a kicker, you get the playbook is wide open. You could look to go any type of a play action. They love going, tight end to the corner over here, tight end to the corner. They ran in that 2-point conversion play last week. I could see, maybe trying to get something through the air here on 3rd down and short.
4 plays for 23 yards, 4 rushes for 23 yards here for Silling. On the ground, without question. Again, a 9-man football, 2-down territory. If they don't get this first down, need about a 7.5-yard line for the first. Silling steps up, and Silling looks to break it, and he keeps the pile moving to about the 15, but really good pursuit right off the bat for Griggs-Midkota, and Max Ludwig coming in to wrap him up first for a sack of about 5 yards.
Pressure finally got to the Raiders, and their offensive line wasn't able to quite hold up. I didn't see a whole lot of open space down here with the receivers running open, so likely they weren't going to be able to get anything anyway. 4th and 8, though. Now you're probably looking something through the air. Maybe run that option if you see a lot of space, but maybe go back to that formation they led the night off with that 3-by-1.
And for Maple River here, this is going to be awfully close. They do have to run one more play before it gets to the end of the quarter, I believe, once they got going, and they will. It's about maybe 7-8 seconds between play clock and the game clock. Here's Connor Dahl motions from right to left, Silling, and we'll have a delay of game, I believe. Yes, we will. So delay of game will make it 5 more yards here on 4th down.
Ooh, that's tough, and I didn't realize it was quite a 47 seconds when they finished that previous play, but when the quarterback's got to jog over and get the play from the coach and then get back, and it's a big play, decisions got to be made. A lot of things are going through a lot of people's brains. 40 seconds goes by in a hurry.
So they'll make it 4th down now at the 20-yard line and make it 4th and 12. If you're Griggs-Midkota, you always want to say, well, keep it in front of you, but at the same time, too, how would you play it defensively here, Hoots, when, the Maple River Raiders, again, need about that 7-8-yard line for it first?
Where's Bosch? Make sure he's doubled. Put a guy on Drogan, put a guy on Dahl, and bring everybody else and try to get to T as quickly as possible.
Well, we'll see if they take that particular piece of advice. They're going to bring 4. Speed option. There goes Bosch to the outside. Looks to pick up a block. Does by Dahl. Makes a man miss. Bosch is going to get tackled short at the 11-yard line. to end the first quarter of play. So 9 yards on the play, but Rainey in on the tackle for Griggs-Midkota and Ludwig as well. It'll be a turnover on downs. Bosch 6 carries for make it now 42 yards. We're back after this with the second quarter. After one quarter play, it's 8-0 Maple River on your liveevent.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
As we come back here, Hoots, what'd you like with Griggs-Midkota on that pursuit there of Carter Bosch? Again, just getting ever so close, but the Titans defense builds a wall and stands and forces a turnover on downs.
I think it took one possession for Griggs to realize that the speed of the Raiders is no joke, and did a much better job of man-to-man on the outside, understanding your responsibilities, especially on that option. This option could be a killer if you don't know who you have or you hesitate in the least. Stilling to Bosch is devastating. They did a really nice job of outside contained, forcing Bosch to come back to the inside the numbers. He's a lot more gettable.
As we got a new quarterback in Woodstead now back in the shotgun formation. Two wide receivers near sideline, one to the right. Woodstead steps up in the pocket, fires, looking for Rainey down the field, incomplete at the 50-yard line. Something before the game, Ryan Doctor came up and said, hey, we're going to give our freshman a chance, but Woodstead is also going to get a chance, and I think we see why, Hoots, with that nice big right arm and also a clean pocket there for James to step into.
I was able to watch him throw a little bit, and in the pregame, Woodstead was just throwing long ball after long ball. I wonder if that's kind of the thing that he comes in for, is just to give Rainey a chance to hit one over the top.
And you had Drogan in on the coverage there for the Maple River Raiders. Play number 10 here for Griggs-Midkota in this opening half, just their second possession, as they will come out again shotgun formation. Rainey in the slot. Woodstead looking incomplete, trying to throw a quick little bubble screen across the way that goes awry for Ronigan.
Yeah, that's a dangerous call when you know how much that Coach Fontaine loves to stack the box, to throw that quick little slant and try to get the opposite receiver or the outside receiver to get one block. If there's any type of a tip or an overthrow, it's likely going the other way with the Raiders.
Even balance so far, 5 plays rushing, 5 plays passing, but a 3rd and 10 now here for Griggs-Midkota on the shadow of their nearly own end zone. Trips right, one near sideline here. No one in the backfield outside of Woodstead at quarterback. Maple River with 4 down linemen. They're going to bring 4 here. Woodstead steps up. He makes a man miss, gets to the 15-yard line, then tackled at about the 17-yard line for about a 5-6 yard rush. You saw on that play a quarterback spy, and enough to kind of make Woodstead have to cut, and good pursuit by the Raiders secondary.
Yeah, well defended. Once again, knew where the chains were, defended that line, and made sure that they don't have to, any type of quarterback scramble is a bit of a panic for a coach, but, if you break down and make a play, you should be able to take them down. Now, this is a coach's worst nightmare, having to punt inside your own 20.
Woodstead gets 6 yards, and he will come on and do the punting as well, as you'll have Bosch stands back at midfield now for Maple River. Woodstead, right-footed kick, end over end. Carter Bosch retrieves it at the 46-yard line. Bosch with the seam. Bosch to the 35, cuts back inside 30, and Bosch still moving to about the 25-yard line. So a 21-yard return here for Carter Bosch, and for Maple River, their best starting field position of the contest.
And a net of 7 yards. You start to, as a coach in the preseason, you start to realize, what is the down and distance that causes us to punt? How much are we going to actually be able to net? Do I have a guy that can boot it 40 yards? Are we going to only get 10, 12 yards net? Then you start to think about going for it. Maybe they look at being a little bit more aggressive the next time they have 4th and short.
And if you're Maple River, again, you elected to take the ball to start. So if you don't put this one in the end zone and your Griggs-Midkota Hoots, you're feeling really good with that second half upcoming.
Absolutely. And, just everything that you did defensively this last 4 or 5 plays of the last possession. That's what you want to do right here.
Wishbone, Bosch gets the outside here, gets to about the 20-yard line. Really good pursuit, but for Carter Bosch, again, showing off that ability to get to the edge, and that's what we're going to say with Bosch throughout this season. Into that red zone to about the 19, make it the 18-yard line for a gain of 8.
We have yet to see this year a guy be able to, or at least on our games that we've covered here in Hope, a guy that's been able to run with Bosch, and we have found his match, and that is Latrell Rainey. He ran him down on the sideline right there. That was impressive.
2nd and short here on this wishbone formation. Dowse and Bosch, fullback trap going up over, and there was Connor Dahl. Good tackle, and through that A-gap there was Carlson, close to a first down.
Yeah, that was a big-time tackle right there. You knew that if he was going to take him on one-on-one, probably Dahl going to win that. But if you are the low man, nothing matters when it comes to mass. If you're the low man, you can win.
Is that what you do in the Oklahoma drill? Low man wins.
Yes, yeah. You don't want to beat up your own guys in practice too much with 9-man depth or lack thereof. But yes, you teach those young guys. You don't need to lay the boom. You just got to take him out below the knees. As long as he goes down, it doesn't matter.
1st down and 10 upcoming here for Maple River. They can get the first at the 6-yard line of the Titans. Pitch play. This goes to Bosch on the perimeter here to the 15. Cuts back in. And really good job on the stretch, number 1, but a better pursuit by Griggs-Midkota to limit it. But still, again, if you're Maple River, you're playing ahead of the chains here, Hoots, with another 7-yard rush by Bosch.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, playing ahead of the chains. 2nd and 3 is beautiful. You have 3 plays to play with. Probably can take any type of a shot into the end zone. Granted, I know they're at the 9, but throw it into the end zone here, and you still got 2 more plays to get 3 yards. That's exactly what you want on 1st down.
And coming up at halftime, we will show the homecoming court, both of Hope Page and the Maple Valley School Districts here this evening. And we'll take a look at out-of-town scores, your first half stats analysis, that and more on our halftime report. Wishbone formation again for Silling. Hard count. Fakes the pitch to Bosch, looking for a man, and that's going to be incomplete at the 5-yard line. Looking for the tight end. That's the 6'2" sophomore, and Jonah Thompson makes it 3rd and short.
I'd like to see maybe get Drogan one-on-one on this side. He's shown us in the past this year and last year that he can make plays one-on-one. Doesn't matter where the throw is or who's defending him. Rainey on this side's a little bit of a different animal, but I still like his ball skills with the ball in the air.
And 3rd down upcoming. Maple River with 3 timeouts here in the first half for Griggs-Midkota. They have 2 of the Titans here trying to make it a 4th down and see if they can turn it over on downs. Back-to-back possessions for Maple River, looking for their 2nd score of the contest. Wishbone formation again with Silling under center. That's going to be a handoff to Bosch with a little bit of a crease. Bosch to the outside, and well, he's going to be tackled at about the 9-yard line. And a great tackle on the ankles by Ronigan, the freshman.
This upcoming play right here might be one of the biggest of the season thus far for the Raiders here. 4th and short. Punch this thing in. You don't want to give him the ball back. I know you may be playing a little field position game, but you got to get this ball past the 1st down marker and get in 1st and goal.
And I tell you what, Ronigan, he doesn't make that tackle. Bosch very easily could have found the end zone there for Maple River. 4th down upcoming. Silling with the wishbone formation. Goes back under center here. Pitches it to Carter Bosch, who has to kind of dance in the backfield, makes the man miss. Looking for a block by Dowse. There's a pursuit, and he's thrown down for a tackle of a possible loss. Coming in is Levi Kautzman, but right off the bat here, Bosch just was unable to get to the edge, and really good job again by the defensive line for Griggs-Midkota, who's forcing Bosch not to get to the boundary.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the biggest thing about that play is the pursuit of the Titans has turned in 180 degrees since that first possession, but there was definitely some miscommunication there in the backfield. I don't know if Silling thought we were going the opposite way or how that was supposed to work, but the blocking did not mirror the play call.
Ball will be spotted at the 10-yard line for Griggs-Midkota, who again bends but does not break defensively here. in this first half. For the Griggs-Midkota Titans, they'll have their quarterback now back to Spickler, who started off this game. Shotgun formation. Here's going to be a handoff into the middle, and tried to push his way was Carlson, but a really good tackle on the interior here by the Maple River Raiders. Looks like possibly Owen Tickey coming in on that one.
There was some good defensive line pursuit there by the Raiders. They are undersized, but they're making plays right now.
Yeah, Tickey was able to go low and earn that one. You don't hear all the time in every sport going low, particularly basketball hoots. Not all the time, but here in football, again, hey, it doesn't matter if you're 5 foot or you're 7 feet. If you can find that little bit of an edge, and particularly being tough to block like Tickey did there.
Yeah, you get underneath their shoulder pads and use your quickness to get inside quickly, good things can happen.
Griggs-Midkota 2nd down and 9. They're at least looking for a first down here on this possession. They throw it across the middle. That's going to be complete to the 25, and right on cue, there's your first down to Woodstead. A deep post pattern goes to the 24-yard line for 13 yards.
Yeah, he was just playing kind of outside coverage to make sure that, or outside leverage, excuse me, to make sure that he didn't get beat to the outside. But, whether it was called or it's some type of a read, either way, a great throw, great catch.
So you have 39 yards so far here for Griggs-Midkota through the air by Spickler. There's your first down, and now you can kind of open up the playbook a little bit here as you're past your own 20-yard line. Breaking a tackle is C.J. Rainey trying to break another one to the 30-yard line, bringing Raiders with them and looking for the stretch of that extra yard. Rainey makes his way to the 32-yard line. He brought his work pail on that particular run.
Yeah, if you're a Raiders fan, this is what you were afraid of when you saw the Titan team get off the bus. You saw the size, you saw the strength, and they're kind of imposing here on these last 3 plays.
So far for Maple River, touchdown, downs, and downs for the Griggs-Midkota Titans, downs and a punt. This is their 3rd possession of the contest. 2nd and short as we're nearing the 6-minute mark of this 2nd quarter. Handoff goes Rainey again, makes the cut on the inside, hurdles a man past the 35 to the 37-yard line. There is a pancake, and coming right on cue here for Griggs-Midkota on the line, Levi Kautzman, and hurdling his way like Randy Moss in the Marshall days is Rainey to the 37.
Yeah, Kautzman put Owen Tickey on his butt in a hurry right there, and that created a giant crease for him to get that first down.
3 carries for 15 yards, and the rushing game starting to come alive here for the Titans on this 3rd possession of the contest. Spickler will see if he takes a shot deep here. Shotgun formation. There's the shot to Rainey across the middle. Drogan on the coverage, but like a well-oiled machine for the Titans on 4 consecutive plays. They're in Raider territory at the 47.
Might want to dabble with adjusting where your D-backs are aligning and maybe give them go inside leverage, force them to the outside, take away those slant patterns, because apparently, and not many high school quarterbacks are comfortable throwing the ball between the hashes. A lot of times you like to take the safer throw to the outside. There's a lot less, confusion and chaos on the outside of the field, easier to see, but he is very comfortable throwing those slants.
16 yards in the pitch and catch. 2 wide receivers, right-hand side, 4 linemen here for the Raiders. They'll bring 4. It's a fumble on the turf, and just like that, Griggs-Midkota gives it to the Maple River Raiders. Coming up with that fumble recovery is Calvin Satchram.
That was just miscommunication. It looked like the running back thought maybe it was some type of a quarterback lead and just took off a little too early, and quarterback wasn't able to get it in his belly. Now this is a time where a quarterback you're looking at, or the coach, you're looking at the quarterback and saying, maybe we take a shot here, try to play off that momentum that we just got right there on this play.
Tough play for Griggs-Midkota. Talking to Ryan Doctor earlier in the week, he just said, the turnover bug has kind of been our problem in some games, whether it's been fumbles or interceptions, just not helping the cause for Griggs-Midkota. Everything was looking right for the Titans, and all of a sudden, boom, just a miscommunication in the backfield. But for Maple River, you get another chance here at the 50-yard line. Silling, QB keeper. Silling gets to about the 46, and then he's going to be hit high and low for the tackle. Coming in up high there for Griggs-Midkota, bring a little bit of the lumber is Brady Dewald, a freshman.
I think you're looking at the way that Silling's taking those shots here in the middle of the field. You might want to avoid too many quarterback leads when you only have 3 offensive linemen. You just don't want to see your quarterback taking those big shots by guys that are 60, 70, 80 pounds more than him.
Silling able to get about 4 yards on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 6 for the Maple River Raiders. They'll come out shotgun formation, twins left and right. Speed option goes to Carter Bosch to the boundary. Bosch picks up a tackle by Dahl. 40, look out, 35, and you can hear the pads of popping right in front of Nathan Hoots to about the 30-yard line for a gain of 16.
You know, I love having this opportunity to watch games from this angle. Connor Dahl just took a guy for about a 6-yard ride and threw him out of bounds. That's not to overshadow what Carter Bosch did right there, but it was a great read by T. Silling to make that pitch, and an even better block by Connor.
11 carries for Bosch for 73 yards. In previous games at home, we would say 11 carries for already 150 yards here for Bosch. But again, Griggs-Midkota, they're bending a little bit, but they've done well enough here, particularly once it's got to this point of the football field. Shotgun formation again on the speed option for Silling. We have more than likely a holding penalty coming here. Silling gets the boundary, picks up the first down, but we have not one but two penalties here as Larry Fontaine makes his way back to midfield.
Interesting to see if they were just mirroring that holding flag here on the sideline by this judge over here, or if we have two different penalties.
And also, it's a spot foul too here, Hoots, right in high school football.
It actually changed now.
Okay.
So it worst case scenario is now 1st and 20, unless you're obviously at 1st and 15 to begin, but it's 10 yards from the previous spot.
So now they'll take a look at it for Maple River. They've had 2 penalties for 10 yards, now make it 3 penalties for 20 yards. As this will come all the way back to the 40-yard line. Makes it 1st down and 20. Do you like that rule, Hoots? I know before, someone holds back at, for example, the 35, it's a spot foul, so yeah, it's 10 yards, but it's really a 15-yard. Do you like that penalty
A hold
now?
should not be any more than 10 yards. So yes, that was a great rule change. You don't need, if your quarterback ends up scrambling around 5-6 yards back, it doesn't need to be 1st and 30 the next play. That was a good rule change.
We're back after this. Timeout Raiders on your live event.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
On our City of Hope scoreboard, 4:51 left to play in the opening half. 8-0 Maple River over Griggs-Midkota. The lone score, Silling to Bosch for 24 yards in the opening possession. Came a minute 43 into this contest. So now it's 1st down and 10 after the holding penalty for the Raiders. As now it's 1st and 20 back at the 40. Wishbone formation, Silling, hard count. Titans don't jump. They bring some pressure. They find Dahl in the flat to the 30-yard line. Spins his way to the 25, and just like that, it's 15 yards on the pitch and catch.
Well done. Great out route. Great throw. Hit him right in the hands, allowing him to get his momentum, not having to come back to the quarterback, but toward the sideline, and then continue to get 3-4 yards after contact, which has kind of been a theme here for the Raiders this year.
Dahl 3 receptions for 32 yards so far. Last week against Larimore had 1 reception for 9 yards and 6 rushes for 33 yards. So 2nd and now again playing ahead of the chains and manageable here, 2nd and 5. Bosch goes to the perimeter here. Dahl lines up to left of Silling. Handoff goes to Dahl. Dahl bouncing, looking, spinning, and still somehow moving out of a tackle. Breaks another one, and he rolls his way for a 1st down. Connor Dahl literally made something out of nothing for 8 yards and his number.
As he was getting made contact with, 3 yards in the backfield, I was about ready to say, the numbers didn't really dictate them handing the ball off there when you have man-to-man across the board on the outside. But when you have a guy that can run with 4 guys hanging on top of you for 5 yards, I guess I'd keep giving him the ball as well.
And if you're Maple River here, when you look at the clock, they don't have to be in any hurry again. Griggs-Midkota gets the ball to start the 2nd half. So if it's not there for a big play, keep that clock rolling from a Raider perspective.
Absolutely right.
Shotgun formation, Silling with Bosch to the right-hand side. Bosch will motion out here, Griggs-Midkota. They will see a quick screen to Drogan. Drogan to the numbers to the 15-yard line and coming in pursuit. I've really liked what we've seen by a captain here for the Titans. Levi Kautzman, a junior at 6'2", he can cover some distance.
D-end being able to make a play on a receiver in space puts a lot less pressure on those D-backs to be great tacklers. You'd love your D-backs to be great tacklers, but sometimes they're more athletes, less tackle. You know, they don't really want to have a whole lot of contact on them. So it really covers up a lot of flaws if you have a D lineman that'll pursue downfield.
Drogan was able to get a couple of yards on the play, makes it about 2nd and 7 upcoming here for the Maple River Raiders. First catch of the night for Drogan after having a 45-yard touchdown reception last week. Griggs-Midkota, this is where they've the old adage of bend but don't break. They've done it a couple of times here. Can they do it again? Silling finds a crease. Silling to the outside, makes a man miss to the 10, to the 5. Silling hot steps into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders! T. Silling goes 14 yards to pay dirt, and it's his 2nd touchdown of the contest.
It's kind of the first time all game the Raiders have really gotten a guy loose on the outside since that first possession. So nice to see. Maybe have that in the back of your head here. You know, this 2-point conversion, this is a big-time play right here.
Maple River with 2:35 left to play in the half. Scores with Silling, again from 14 yards out for the rushing touchdown. Griggs-Midkota will get an opportunity to try to answer and make it a 1-score game before the half, and then again they will get the ball to start the second half. But a little breathing room on homecoming night here for Maple River. Bosch in the backfield with Silling under center. Fullback trap goes to Connor Dahl. Dahl's going to get popped, and that's not going to be a 2-point attempt as it fails. With 2:30, make it 2:35 left to play in the opening half. Maple River up by 14.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Let's pitch it down to Nathan Hoots with an out-of-town score that a lot of people are curious about here tonight. Waimea Lidgerwood and Sargent County. Hoots so far, Bulldogs doing pretty well against their old rivals.
Might not just be the game in Region 1, but probably the game of the day in the entire state. Sargent County leads 21-6 after the first quarter.
That's pretty good. Also a Satrom kick, quick kick here, end over end. Might it stay in bounds? Nope, it'll go out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Also tonight, the 2 games really depend on what division of football that you like. Number 1 Shanley, number 2 Cheyenne in 3A, and without question, 2 unbeatens in 9-man, the Warbirds in Sargent County. Let's just say the eastern side of the state has some good football here this evening.
Yeah, they certainly do. There's so many good athletes in North Dakota. It's tough when you all you hear about is high school football in Texas, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? We got a pretty good brand of football up here as well. And North Dakota State kind of embodies that.
Yeah, well, you can say Cody Mauk again. Where did you come from, right?
Right.
And some of those offensive linemen they develop as non-scholarship athletes mold them like the Cordell Volsons of the world from Drake Animuses to now blocking for Joe Burrow on an NFL Sunday.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It gives kids anywhere in the state, anywhere in the United States, hope that, if I work my butt off, good things can happen.
For Maple River there, the kick out of bounds will be 5 additional yards after going out at the 43-yard line. So the 4th penalty for 25 yards now for Maple River. Griggs-Midkota shotgun formation again. Got to find a way to get in the end zone. Woodstep back at quarterback. Rainey. Oh, there's the Oklahoma drill. Keeps the pile going. Breaks out of a tackle with Trader. Breaks out of another tackle for a moment with Dylan Zahn. And Rainey into Raider territory.
A little hurry-up look here to see if the Raiders can get reset. Looks like
Coach Fontaine wants a timeout here. He had 2 of them to burn, so why not? And if you're Rainey and Griggs-Midkota, 4 carries for 19 yards. So we'll keep it here, Hoots, with what we just kind of saw. Number 1, Rainey, again, bulldozing his way for a handful of yards here as CJ, a sophomore, the younger brother of the Trell, stands at 5'11", 210 pounds as a running back. but that little different tempo. What is Ryan Doctor preaching first, and then what is Larry Fontaine preaching second in terms of that cat and mouse game here from the coaches?
Yeah, first defensively, you are looking. As soon as the whistle blows, you are up, you are on your feet, find where the ball is, get yourself a line, make sure that you are disciplined based on whatever formation they show, whatever the coaches have made their adjustments for, make sure you are where you are supposed to be. Don't get caught off guard by speed. Now, if you're Griggs-Midkota, do you call 2 plays right here once again? Yeah, obviously called 2 plays in the huddle to begin. Do you call 2 again here and try to catch them off guard and maybe get a big play before half, knowing that you get the ball here to start the second half?
Second down and make it 6 here. Rainey with a hard-earned 4 yards so far in this contest. 4 carries for 19 yards. Shotgun formation upcoming here again for Woodstead with Rainey to his right. Maple River with 6 men in the box. Woodstead time to throw, throws it down the middle. That's going to be complete to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 8 yards as that goes to Ronigan, who had 4 receptions for 32 yards against the Lobos last week.
I want you to watch something for me up there. Tell me if this right side tackle for Griggs-Midkota, is he lined up on the line of scrimmage? I mean, it's kind of been a height. It's kind of been a thing they've been talking about a lot in the NFL, getting that extra couple steps so you can block that outside rusher. It seems like he's a long ways off the line of scrimmage.
Well, the question is, where on the body to the guard are you allowed to go here? We'll answer that question in a second. 1st and 10. Woodstead steps up now, shakes and bakes, gets a couple of yards. 35, first down. Woodstead, there he goes. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Titans. 40 yards and a broken play. Woodstead with a house call, and just like that, Griggs-Midkota's back within a possession.
It's just the bolt of lightning that Griggs needed to get back into this game, give him a little momentum going into half.
2 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Woodstead with the shot in the arm, as Nathan Hoots just said. And really, Hoots, that's what you're going to get in a 9 or 11-man football with someone who can run. If you're going to go man across the perimeter, even with a QB spy, you make a man miss. Woodstead to the house.
Yeah, 1 missed tackle in 9-man football can be 6 points, and we just showed that right there.
2-point conversion to try to make it a 6-point contest here for Griggs-Midkota. Back within, though, at least a possession. In the gun, Woodstead, late draw, handoff goes to Rainey, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. A new score on our City of Hope scoreboard, 100 seconds left in the first half. The Titans are back within business, back within 6.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, GooseRiverGolfClub.com.
For Griggs-Midkota, what they needed was a quick touchdown. They got it. Took 55 seconds, went 52 yards for the score. Woodstead with a house call of 40 yards, and the Titans will put the ball on the tee here with Stadler. There's a high end-over-end kick, recepted at the 26-yard line. A little reverse to Carter Bosch. Oh, look out. Here goes Bosch out of a cannon into Titan territory. 30, 25, 15, 5. Touchdown on homecoming night for Carter Bosch and the Raiders. And just like that, Maple River back out in front, 20-8.
Hasn't broke out that reverse yet this year. Perfect timing, and that is how you steal momentum right back.
1:28 takes 12 seconds. I might want to check your 100-meter dash time right there, and not really too much of a reverse because Connor Dahl, quite honestly, Hoots, could have ran through that same gap. But, hey, let's get it to a quicker guy in Bosch and let him run down the sideline.
Yeah, and just if you can get the kickoff team to go 1 or 2 steps in the wrong direction, that is all it can take for them to all of a sudden, oh, now I got to turn and go 180 degrees in the opposite way. And that's all the change that you need in momentum.
Bosch with his second touchdown of the game. And now for Maple River trying to get the ever-elusive two-point conversion. Handoff goes to Bosch. Spinning his way. Is he in? They're going to give him the two-point conversion here, but we have a flag back at the 7. It'll be holding on the Raiders. So Griggs-Midkota with the two-point conversion being successful will obviously take the holding penalty and make them retry. But all of a sudden, Hoots, this game is like a tennis match going left to right to left with a couple of big plays. 40 yards again by Woodstead and 78 with Dahl to Bosch on that reverse on the kickoff.
If you're a fan of, big-time offensive, plays and lots of open space, you might have fell asleep about 5 minutes ago, but I hope you're back up and watching now.
First opportunity for the Raiders. They get the two-point conversion, but now they're going to be back at the 13. This is one that you don't probably practice too often on a two-point. Silling looks for Bosch. That's going to be a tough play for Bosch regardless. There is a low throw. Two-point conversion's no good, but we do have a new score. It's now 20-8 on our City of Hope scoreboard. Kickoff is coming up next. Will we get another score before half? We'll find out in Hope.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give Dwight a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Here on YourLiveEvent.com, stay tuned to our halftime show where we'll take a look at some scores across the way. But Hoots, there was a combined 3 possessions in the first quarter. All of a sudden now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and possession 6 here in the second quarter. A tale of not 2 halves, 2 quarters here in the first.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun here in the last couple minutes. The momentum shifts back and forth and back and forth. They didn't even have enough time to get the kicking tee off for Griggs-Midkota. So good things are happening when you're moving the kicking tee off the field when you are setting up the other team's kicking tee.
So if you're Maple River, that's a pretty easy touchdown possession, right? You put that in the books, kickoff return.
Pretty easy. Easy to stat.
Satchram, ball at the 40. He'll kick it off. What can the Titans do now? Back to their own 15-yard line. Ronigan able to get to the outside before he was tripped up. That was awfully close, so possibly being an answer there for Lincoln. Regardless, Griggs-Midkota with good starting field position at their own 35.
A great job by the guy that had outside contain, and then Gabe Burnson with that shoestring tackle did a good job of flying down the field and making the play.
Griggs-Midkota does have 2 timeouts. Again, the clock stops at the first down. You get out of bounds, anything of that nature. So the Titans with ample opportunities here in time. But you hear it in sports, that first play of a drive can either be a momentum starter or a momentum killer here for the Titans. They'll come out, 1 wide receiver, right-hand side. Rainey, that's been a fun battle with him and Mr. Drogan here this night. 2 on the near sideline. There's a little bumble here. Spickler back to the shotgun, trying to make a man miss, and he's going to get tied down for about a 2-yard loss. In on the tackle for a loss is going to be Dylan Zahn, and there you go. There's the timeout to save some time, make it 2nd and long. Hoots, this back and forth, and we have seen this before at all levels of football, right? You're giving one guy an opportunity, give another guy, you want to build some confidence within both. But so far, at least from just a speed standpoint, Woodstead at quarterback does provide another ability in terms of a defense to have to cover. Not saying that Trace can't obviously run, But so far what we've seen on a broken play, Woodstead definitely has that ability to take it 5 yards loss for a first down or more.
Yeah, you cannot take your eyes off the quarterback now. If you are either one of the two inside linebackers for the Raiders, your job is to make sure that if he breaks contain, he has got to come down. We cannot miss a tackle. They did that on that big play there to get their one score. And, I'm sure that conversation is happening a ton right now between Coach Fontaine and his defense to make sure those inside backers do not lose this quarterback.
Griggs-Midkota, the Titans co-op with Griggs County Central and Midkota High School since 2019, while for the Maple River Raiders, again, here with the Hope Page and the Maple Valley School Districts. 9-man football tonight, Region 1 style on your liveevent.com. Midway point of the season for both of these teams. Shotgun formation against Spickler. The freshman steps up. He's wrapped up in the backfield for another loss, and this coming by the junior Frank Martin.
Frank Martin with his first impact play on defense this season. He's made some tackles on kickoff and made his presence known on special teams, but that was a great play. Levi Trader, something's going on, not 100% sure. They've kind of rotated in at this defensive tackle, and maybe Frank can make a splash here.
And if you're Griggs-Midkota now, again, you don't need to be in any hurry. Yeah, you like a big play here on a third down, but you don't want to have to punt possibly to Bosch, who already has a special teams touchdown on the night. Shotgun formation, Spickler steps up, pocket collapses, and he will go down. So 3 straight plays that go back, and back, and see if Larry Fontaine wants a timeout. He does, and Spickler coming up a little bit slow here. This would be about a loss of 4 to 5 yards.
You definitely want to take a timeout here. As a coach, you want to force them to have to punt. Special teams is something that coaches tend to ignore if their offense or defense isn't completely clicking, and especially when they only lined up their punter probably 8 yards deep. It's an opportunity to maybe unleash those D tackles to fly through a gap against a kid that's a little bigger than them and get a block and an impact play right before the half.
For Maple River, that'll be their final timeout. Griggs-Midkota does have one, and as we alluded to, if you're Larry Fontaine, you're putting Bash back out there. We saw him nearly break a punt return earlier, so what's the message for Coach Doctor right now? Probably punt it away from Bosch, right? If you're going to punt it, kick it out of bounds, even if it goes 5 yards, kick it high in the air and kill some clock off hoops.
I'd rather it hit the light pole than land in Carter Bosch's hands right here. I don't care where it has to go. If you net 10 yards without a timeout, that is perfectly fine right here. See, they got an extra personal protector back here to help out.
Woodstead stands back to about his own 18-yard line. Bosch at his own 40. Clean snap. Woodstead, there's the right end over end. Almost goes right into our opportunity in the press box here, but a perfect punt by Woodstead, the old coffin corner, for about 30 yards and kills some clock to the 21.
Yeah, the only thing you'd like to see is maybe it stays in bounds a little longer over there to run a little more time off the clock, and you end up having to down it. But like I said, you'd rather kick it out of bounds than let him touch it with nobody around him.
So Maple River has no timeouts remaining, but they have 21 seconds here with 46-yard line, 54 yards to go to try to find a way to get it in the end zone. Again, Griggs-Midkota gets the ball to start the second half.
See if they run anything funky here, if they just take a knee and go to half.
For Maple River, little wishbone formation here as Silling will come under center. Silling fakes it, rolls, left-hand side, fires. This going to be incomplete. No, it's picked off by Rainey. And oh, how the tides have turned off of Drogan's shoulder pad, and Latrell Rainey now makes it an interception, and 1st and 10 Titans.
Yeah, the momentum shifts once again. So many different plays that have made impacts on this game thus far. Now, like you said, I believe they still have one timeout.
Correct.
You can try to, they've been able to hit those shots over the middle. Maybe you can take a chunk play here, try to get 15, 16 yards on first down over the middle, and then call your timeout. And you got 1 or 2 shots into the end zone. You never know what can happen.
I want to know where the wind is, and I see across the way a blaze brewing on that grill. Those burgers smell delicious. That's all that I know right now.
I'm sure it smells just as good as it tastes.
First down upcoming here for the Titans. They don't need it all on one play, but a little bit closer would help. Here's a delayed handoff to Carlson, and a really good wrap-up in the backfield by Silly.
Yeah, it's a conservative play call. They must be a little concerned as to how the pressure is getting to them here. They must be happy with just going to half or take a timeout with 1 second left.
So Carlson, 4 carries now for 6 yards as they'll make it 2nd and 12. And Woodstead does have the ability here, Hoots, to chuck it, down the field and get close. And again, with Rainey's size, I'm not saying you're going Randy Moss style in the Metrodome, where he threw it across and then it had his tailback there going the other way. But, hey, you put Rainey on a 500 essentially. If he can make a tackle, he makes a reception, and breaks a tackle, you never know here. Or is this where you do a Boise State gadget play, hook and ladder? What are you doing on the final play of this half?
Those are all great questions, but why didn't you do that on first down with a timeout?
Sure.
That's my first question. If you're willing to call a timeout with 1 second left, you probably should have taken a shot rather than run it off tackle on first possession. That's just my opinion. Now, yeah, maybe you've drawn something up and saved it for a big play here, but you would have liked to see him take 10 or 15 yards to maybe give him an opportunity to throw the ball into the end zone. I don't care how good an arm you have. He's not throwing it 59 yards or 50 whatever yards into the end zone here. That's not happening. Maybe hope for a defensive penalty, but I'm guessing they're going to play some type of a defense where they got one guy deep just to make sure nothing funny happens.
So for Griggs-Midkota, this is the final play of the half unless there's a defensive penalty here. Shotgun formation for Woodstead Raiders. They'll rush 3. Woodstead looking, throws it for Rainey. That's going to be picked up here by Drogan. Drogan picks up a block, and then he's tackled at the 47, and that's how we'll end a very entertaining second quarter and first half of play. Maple River led by 8 after 12 minutes. The second quarter, 12 for the Raiders, 8 for Griggs-Midkota. On our City of Hope scoreboard on homecoming night, it's the Raiders up by 12. Our halftime show is coming up next.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help.
Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
As we're back here on YourLiveEvent.com on homecoming night between the Maple River Raiders and the Griggs-Midkota Titans, as we'll come out here with a couple of the homecoming royalty festivities for both Hope Page and the Maple River Raiders here on this co-op, as we will get to some of the particulars here. The homecoming king and queen, Esther Steinke from the Hope Page, and Tommy Erickson from Hope Page as well. Well, you had Stephen Drogan and Kiana Leerud on the way from the Maple Valley side. Riley Beeson and Levi Trader, and also Iris Mitchman and Jada Von Bank, part of the homecoming court. Layla Kanat, Connor Dahl, Emma Thompson. You also have Caleb Dowse, Eve Thompson, and Calvin Santrum here, part of the homecoming court tonight here in Hope. I'm Chase Miller alongside Nathan Hoots. Like to thank our cameraman Logan Bender being with us as well. As we'll send it down to the sidelines for Nathan Hoots, as Hoots, as we mentioned, 3 possessions, that was it in the first quarter. They would finish with 12 combined, so that's 9 possessions in the second quarter. A back-and-forth game, 12-point edge for Maple River. A large, obviously, start of the third quarter. Griggs-Midkota puts one in the end zone. This might be a 4-quarter barn burner down to the very end, but what's your opening thoughts on a very fluid 24 minutes of play?
Yeah, there was a lot of explosive plays after that first quarter. I thought we were going to be out of here by about this time at the end of the game, but a lot of momentum shifting plays, which is exciting to see. Unfortunately, a couple mistakes, turnovers there by Griggs-Midkota, as well as Maple River had that one there late in the half. You'd like to see him clean that up a little bit, but besides that, pretty well played. A lot of good quality tackles and a lot of good athletes on the field.
And as we take a look at some of your things that you might have to clean up here, let's start first things first with the visitors, Griggs-Midkota. You're getting some running going. I am curious if they're going to go back and forth with that quarterback spot. It just seems like Woodstead, again, with that ability to kind of get out of the blocks, to use a track and field term at quarterback, just adds another dynamic. Spickler, though, throws a really good ball. There's no doubt about it when he has time. But that tuck and run game, Woodstead just adds another element. What's your adjustments, offense or defense, here for Coach Doctor and Griggs-Midkota in the second half?
I think Woodstead has kind of given him a different look in that second quarter, making those linebackers from Maple River have to be both pass and run defenders is extremely important. You know, good adjustments there. A lot of inside leverage looks there by the D-backs from Maple River to end the game, end the second quarter, force them to have to throw the ball in uncomfortable spots when they're just able to throw those 15-yard slants, those, especially Rainey over the middle. That's going to be tough to defend if you're giving them inside.
Let's go on the other side here for Coach Fontaine. You're up by 12. You got to start defensively again in this second half. For Larry Fontaine, Carter Bosch, he mentioned it back in August when I was talking to him how his camp going and everything. He goes, Bosch is going to be a dude. He's going to be an all-region, depending on how he plays, maybe even close to an all-state caliber kind of a player at running back with the type of numbers he can put up. But what are some adjustments from a Coach Fontaine offense or defense as we go to the second?
Yeah, he's gotten Carter the ball a decent amount. You'd like to see him maybe get a couple more touches, but if those offensive linemen for the Raiders can hold up and allow Bosch to not just run those swing passes, but turn them into wheel routes where he's running down the field and Silling's able to hit him 18, 20, 25 yards down the field, that allows him to really make impact plays. The underneath passes have really been defended well by the defenders and for Griggs-Midkota, so it'd be nice to see maybe if they can hold up a little longer, get some passes farther downfield.
Maple River leads at 20-8. Let's take a look at some scores across the way here on our scoreboard. Sargent County, after one half of play, 36. Wyndmere-Lidgerwood, 6. So the Bulldogs right now taking it to the Warbirds in Wyndmere. Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood 34, TGU 24. North Prairie starting the second half over North Border 38-22. A tight one starting the second half. Number 1 New Salem Almont 22, Grant County Flasher 14. And also number 5, West Hope Newburgh Glenburg 40, Tioga 6. That's some of the scores in 9-man football here tonight. Other scores, we will pass those along. And in the big boy football, number 1 Shanley 20, West Fargo Cheyenne 14 here tonight between the Deacons and the Mustangs. 11 AA football, a final. Fargo South houses Devils Lake 70-6 is a final. And the Cushman Classic, Grand Forks Central 13, Grand Forks Red River 6 after one half of play. And in 11A football here tonight, Thompson leads Rugby 29-0 after one half of play. Also, you have some other scores. Oaks all over Hillsborough Central Valley 15-0 after one half. Central Cass leads Mayport CG 26-6 starting the second half of play. And Langdon area Enmore Munich 29, Cavalier 0. And in high school football as well, number 2 Kinder 19, Northern Cass scoreless going to the second half. That's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. When we come back, take a look at the first half numbers. That's around the corner here on your liveevent.com.
Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
MLGC offers ultra-high-speed broadband, streaming TV, telephone, advanced business services, and commercial-grade video surveillance services. MLGC has a goal to continue to deliver future technologies that make rural communities in North Dakota vibrant places in which to live and do business in. They're your local provider who prides itself on its unmatched customer service with a small-town touch. MLGC has offices in Enderlin, Cooperstown, and Kindred. For more info, go to mlgc.com.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, let's recap what happened for our scoring action. Mr. Silling found Mr. Bosch. That is T to Carter for a 24-yard touchdown on the opening drive of the game. Bosch with a two-point rushing conversion at 10:17 left in the first half made it 8-0 Maple River. Then with 2:35 left to play in the second quarter, Silling with a 14-yard rushing touchdown, and you thought, well, maybe Maple River will stretch this game out. Two-point conversion, no good. A 14-0 Raiders, but not wasting any time. 55 seconds going 52 yards. Woodstead capped it off with a 40-yard rushing touchdown. C.J. Rainey with a 2-point rushing score made it 14-8. But on the ensuing kickoff, Connor Dahl gave a reverse to Carter Bosch, who streaked down the far sideline for 74 yards for a house call. Two-point conversion was no good at the 1:28 mark in the half, made it 20-8 Raiders over the Titans. First half numbers look like this for Maple River: 184 yards so far, a $125 on the ground on 21 rushing attempts with 59 yards passing. The Raiders with 4 penalties, 24 yards, and 1 turnover. For Griggs-Midkota, 125 yards of total offense, 62 yards on the ground on 15 attempts. They have 2 penalties for 20 yards, but 2 turnovers here for Griggs-Midkota. Individual numbers: Carter Bosch, 11 carries for 73 yards. T. Silling, 7 for 36 and a score. And Dahl, 3 for 16 yards. T. Silling through the air is 5 of 8 for 59 yards and a touchdown, while for Dahl is 0 for 1 in the contest. Dahl, 3 receptions for 32 yards. You have Carter Bosch, 1 for that 24-yard score, and then Drogan, 1 for 3 yards receiving here for Maple River. For Griggs-Midkota on the ground, they are led by the 2 rushes for 46 yards for Woodstead. You have 4 carries for 19 yards for C.J. Rainey. Carlson with 4 carries for 6 yards, and Spickler 5 carries for -9 yards. Spickler, though, through the air efficient, 4 of 5 for 55 yards. James Woodstead is 1 of 8, 1 of 4 for 8 yards and an interception. Latrell Rainey, 2 catches for 39 yards. Woodstead, 1 for 13. Ronigan is 1 for 8, and C.J. Rainey is 1 for 3. When we come back, second half action here from Hope. It's the Raiders 20, Griggs-Midkota 8 on our City of Hope scoreboard here on YourLiveEvent.com.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nb.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsboro or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
See the all-new Fendt tractor at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. You'll be impressed with this new Fendt tractor. Ask about a demonstration in your field and check out the new trade-ins for tillage equipment. Hey, and just this reminder again, new versatile Delta tracks are arriving. There's 3 spots secured for new versatile Delta track tractors, all going to be at 2023 pricing, saving you thousands of dollars. Talk to Chuck O'Neill at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada.
As we get ready for second half action here on homecoming night in Hope, North Dakota, I'm Chase Miller. He's Nathan Oots. Logan Bender running the camera, and we'll see what the third quarter brings here as Satcham will put this one on the tee in a moment. Hoots, final thoughts from the half to the third quarter. What is one thing that both teams must do to win this football game?
I think this first possession here for Griggs-Midkota might be the most important possession of the game. If they can come out and establish that possession that they had, late in the second quarter where they moved the ball, not at will, but they got several first downs out of the shadow of their own end zone. If they can do that again here to start the second half, good things can happen. Same thing though if you're Maple River. Try to get a stop right here, get the ball back, put this game out of hand immediately in this third quarter.
And this is going to be interesting to see how this develops. We've seen the air game, we've seen the run game, we've seen special teams. If you've had a bingo card tonight, Hoots, fumble, we've had a pick, we've had a kickoff return for a touchdown, we've had a receiving, a rushing touchdown. Your bingo card will be kind of full here in this first half.
I think I don't know what else you really want. Maybe a pick six.
Onside kick, close, if you recover.
Yeah, I could see a pooch kick recovered by the Raiders here with this funky 5-3-1 alignment that Griggs-Midkota has. They're ensuring that an onside kick will not be recovered by the Raiders.
And standing back here is going to be the freshman again in Lincoln Ronigan. Griggs-Midkota, you can tell there's definitely pieces here this season and also moving forward for next year. They're going to be a problem here in Region 1. They just went through a gauntlet the last couple of weeks, but right now trailing it by 12. The Raiders with Satcham puts this one on the tee. Here goes to Ronigan, catches it at the 25-yard line on a one-hopper. Now looks for a little bit of a lane past the 32-yard line before he's tackled there from the Raiders. Jonah Thompson comes in for about a 7-yard kickoff return here for Ronigan.
That's what you like to see. A lot of guys that don't play a ton of defensive reps come in and make the play on special teams. As a group, there were 3 guys around the football right there. Nice to see that, and then they get to jog off, catch their breath, give those defensive starters a little bit of a breather here to start the second half.
How is it down there, Hoots? I see hoodies, I see guys in shorts and T-shirts, I see others in coats. It feels like a fallish kind
I'm
of
the
night.
wrong guy to ask. I wear a beanie when it's 50 degrees out, so it's a little chilly, but people would call it football weather, I suppose.
I love football weather. First down and 10 here for Griggs-Midkota. 2 wide receivers to the near sideline, 1 to the right, shotgun formation. With a stepping up, here's going to be Woodstead. Woodstead then going to get tackled. Luke Martin comes in for about a gain of 2.
Once again, the defensive tackles for the Raiders doing a nice job. They're not exactly pushing the pocket back into the quarterback, but they're doing a good job just hanging on to those blocks. And then as soon as that guy breaks the protection, they're getting off of that. They're sloughing off that block and making plays.
For your offensive line here for Griggs-Midkota, as they will come out with Isaac Stadler here as the center. Guards of Kautzman and Walker, and Wyatt Hoyt is your tackle. Yes, a tackle in 9-man football. You don't say it too often. Shotgun formation here for Woodstead. Trips make it twins to the near sideline. Woodstead looks, fires. That's a one-hopper incomplete for the intended wide receiver of Ronigan. He also had Jaron Munson, and alongside with him out in the boundary here for Griggs-Midkota, as now Latrell Rainey will come in here for the Titans.
Kind of looks like Griggs is going to stick with the pass. Seeing the DNs from the Raiders are getting a little too far upfield, putting a lot of pressure up the field, which is forcing him to climb the pocket, the quarterback. If they get too deep, though, and he escapes the pocket to the outside one time, that could be the last time that they have to do that.
Kyle Johnson, the lone receiver to the near sideline here. 3rd down and 8. Griggs-Midkota needs the 43 for the first down. Open man in the flat. It's going to be incomplete. Off of his helmet was Carlson. If Carlson catches it, that's a first down and some, but instead just didn't move his head around quick enough. Woodstead with the right idea and the thought, but it's going to make it 4th down and 8.
You almost wonder if he thought he was a decoy on that play. Didn't quite get his head turned until the ball was past his shoulder, so maybe that's not quite designed for him right there.
Yeah, Woodstead with a perfect ball. You couldn't have executed it any better if you're Griggs-Midkota, right? Set up some room underneath, hit your check down man, and let him go run. So for the Titans, just unfortunate there as Woodstead has to come back to punt. Woodstead with a booming end-over-end kick. Carter Bosch drops it at the 28-yard line, makes a man miss, picks up a block 30. Look out 40. Carter Bosch makes his way to the 44-yard line. Good tackle coming up here for Griggs-Midkota. We said his name a lot. Levi Kautzman in on special teams as well.
Yeah, he's doing a heck of a job around the ball all the time. But, you know, Bosch, that's the first time I think he's put the ball on the ground on special teams this year. You'd like to see him catch it in the air, but sometimes you get a little bit of a fumble. Guys start to stutter step, and maybe you could take advantage of that. And, you know, still, I don't know how many yards he got off that return, but it was still definitely something positive.
Yeah, you take a look again at about the 26-yard line, so nearly 17 yards on the return. But for Maple River, they'll start out with their 7th possession of the contest at their own 43-yard line. And this kind of feels like a knockout blow kind of a drive if you're Maple River. If you can take some time off the clock, put it up for 6, try to make it a 3-possession game for Griggs-Midkota. That defense has withstood many a challenge. Here's a handoff. Connor Dull spins his way to midfield, and he's tackled at the 49-yard line. Coming in on tackle is Isaac Stadler.
Good tough run, but something that he needs to do a little better job of there. Connor Dahl has got to take care of the ball. He's got it hanging out like a loaf of bread, as coaches say. You got to get 2 hands on the ball. Anytime you run between the tackles in 11-man or between the guards and 9-man, you've got to get 2 hands on the ball and make sure you protect that first and foremost.
Connor Dahl, 4 carries for 22 yards. I would hear my traveling basketball coach in my middle school days say it's a loaf of Wonder Bread, Hoots, on that ball that got skipped from sideline to sideline in basketball.
Yep.
Have you ever had Wonder Bread before?
I cannot say I have.
I haven't either, but I hear it's, you know, not that good because anytime I thought about it was a turnover, which was never good in basketball. Yeah. 2nd down and 4. Maybe it's great. Who knows? Either way, shotgun formation. Here goes Silling for a first down. He stretches his way to about the 43-yard line for a gain of 8. Griggs-Midkota with Carlson with the ankle tackle.
That's as Coach Fontaine probably sees his quarterback go down. You'd like to see it being an ankle tackle. He took a lot of big hits in that first half. Nice to see him avoid the big hit and go down a little more safely.
High school football, you can check out more information throughout the upcoming week on yourliveevent.com. Click subscribe on our YouTube page, that and more here throughout the rest of the month of September, October. Then once we get to postseason for football, alongside with volleyball for crying out loud, cross country, and girls golf not too far away for their state tournaments. Ball's going to get pitched to the outside. Here goes Bosch to the 45-yard line, and nice tackle by Rainey. Bosch maybe gets a half a yard.
Good solid tackle there by Rainey on the outside. You know, he used the sideline to his advantage, just kind of guided him out of bounds there. Well done.
We don't really say too much of this often, but 3 of the last 4 rushes by Carter Bosch have either been for 0 or 1 yard. So that just shows you again what Griggs-Midkota has been able to do on the pursuit.
You can tell they've drilled it a lot this week. They know who they have to stop. Now, this is the first time I did not see Rainey shadowing Drogan. Now he's back on him over here on this last play. He wasn't, though, so keep an eye on that.
Connor Dahl splits out to the right-hand side. Shotgun formation as Bosch splits across. They go across the middle here for Connor Dahl. 25-20. Dahl to the 10. Connor Dahl making his way to about the 5-yard line. 37 yards for Connor Dahl.
It was a great route, and I think he hit him right between the, I guess, single digits, so hit him right on the 8. That was a fantastic pass.
4 receptions for 69 yards for Connor Dahl. On the opposite side here for T. Silling. He's making his way now for 96 yards passing. Silling 6 of 9 for 96 yards and a touchdown to boot as well, the Bosch.
Coach Fontaine's offense doesn't necessarily lead to a lot of passing yards, but he has been extremely efficient with the pass attempts that he has had.
1st and goal, ball spotted at the 5-yard line at the near hash for Maple River. Silling under center. Here's the bobsled play. Picks up a block from Dahl. Cuts back inside. Trying to stretch, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. Silling for 5 yards for the rushing score here for the Raiders.
think we can call that play the cool runnings play. If you've ever seen the Jamaican bobsled team, we'll call that cool runnings. That is an excellent play and a good stretch there to get that last couple yards there by T.
So Sinley with 2 rushing touchdowns here tonight and a throwing touchdown. There's the hat trick, and now it's going to be a 2-point conversion upcoming here for Maple River, trying to make it a 20-point contest. 2 wide receivers split up both right and left. In the pistol is Sinley with Connor Dahl lining up to the left-hand side. Handoff goes to Dahl, makes a man miss, and then he's going to get stoned at about the 1-yard line. Regardless, Maple River makes it a 3-position game on our City of Hope scoreboard here on your liveevent.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
For the Maple River Raiders, they take their opening drive of the second half. That goes 57 yards for Pater, 2 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock, capped off by T. Silling with a rushing touchdown. Hoots, a nice-looking play, but it was really a sprung by that dull deep post pattern.
Yeah, that was, like I said, great route, but the protection was good. Silling had time to take his 3-step drop and really just throw it right on the numbers.
Satrom puts this ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. Ronigan again stands back, sees a 2-hopper come to his hands at about the 23-yard line. Lankin to the numbers to the 30, and then he's wrestled down to the 35-yard line here by the Raiders.
Once again, great gang tackling. These guys are getting challenged every single kick return, and they are answering the bell.
Now for Griggs-Midkota, it goes without saying, but I'll say it, Captain Obvious moment here, kind of need a score. And by that, I mean just find a way. Doesn't matter if it takes the whole quarter, doesn't matter if it goes one play. Just find a way to make this a 2-possession game, Hoots. Then again, you never know what can happen with a fumble, with a pick, with a special teams touchdown. You're very much in it if you can get it back to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, there's a big difference as a coach between 2 possessions and 3 possessions. Your breathing, your blood pressure is slower and lower. With 3 possessions, 18 is a big difference between that and 16. But unfortunately, taking a timeout here that's tough to see.
It's a 2, 4, 6, 8. Just didn't have 9 guys out in the perimeter, so we will take a break as well here on your liveevent.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Out-of-town scores here on yourliveevent.com in Region 1. Lamore Litchfield Marion all over Richland and Colfax. 32-0, 6 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Sargent County again leads at the half, 36-6 over Wyoming Lidgewood. Some other scores, North Prairie putting them real estate between them and North Border at 46-22 in the third quarter of play. Also going on across the way, Lytton HMB leads Hettinger County 22-20. 3A football, number 1 Shanley 27, number 2 West Fargo Cheyenne 14, and Minot blanking Bismarck Century. 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. 30 rip Magi over the Bismarck Century Patriots. First down and 10 here for Griggs-Midkota after the timeout with Ryan Doctor and the Titans, as they will come out under center. We haven't said that too many times tonight here for Griggs. Woodstead fakes the QB keeper, gets the 35-40 near sideline 45-50. Look out, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, and that might be a late hit. A late hit upcoming here by Drogan by an extra half a step. He was trying to push him out of bounds, but by the time going out was Woodstead. He goes from 135 to nearly the other 35. You'll make it 28 yards plus a late hit.
Yeah, it's tough to see the DN gets too far inside. You know, they just bit down on that lead look. And then the same DN that went inside had the late hit. It's a tough look. Now look for T to bounce back right here on this play.
As you have 5 penalties now for 40 yards here for Maple River. Well, for Woodstead, 4 carries, 76 yards. I like those averages on the ground. And Griggs-Midkota, exactly what kind of the doctor ordered, especially after burning a timeout. You get a big chunk play and then an additional 15 yards, and now you're right outside the red zone here, Hoots.
Ooh, what the doctor ordered. Well played.
No pun intended here tonight on a Friday night. 2 wide receivers to the right-hand side as Rainey will be in the slot. Then you'll have Munson to the outside of him as Carlson again lines up in the backfield with Woodstead. Again, Woodstead at quarterback just provides an extra spark here on the ground. Handoff, Carlson to the 20, makes his way to the 19. He was coming through, and on that little gap play was Preston Dowse for the coverage.
Yeah, great play by Dowse there. Once again, he was taking on a bigger running back, just went for the knees, maybe even lower than that, made a good play.
So far, 5 carries for 9 yards for Carlson here. And for Griggs-Midkota, again, you put it in the end zone, and a chance to even get to a 2-point conversion. We can be talking about a 10 or a 12-point ball game rather quickly.
Yeah, completely different. That 25-yard play plus the extra 15 is a big difference.
Twins to the near sideline means the opposite right-hand side has a lot of real estate in front of it. Woodstead with Carlson in the backfield again. QB keeper Woodstead here muscling his way to the 15-yard line and able to get that for about a gain of 4. You don't see it too often, but the Lobos run that play to death, Hoots, at times trying to get an easy 4 to 5 yards, and Griggs-Midkota there, well, they make it third and very manageable.
It is the most underutilized play in 9-man football. You just can't put enough bodies in front of the ball. You have 4 yards staring at you every single play.
So coming up, 5 carries now for 80 yards for Woodstead. We'll see if they do it again under center here for the Titans. Handoff goes to Carlson, looking to the boundary, cuts in. Dahl trying to strip that away, but not before. It's a rush of 4 yards here for Carlson, and he's going to get the first down.
And they've shown a bit of a change up here, going from shotgun 3 wide in the first possession. Now they're under center and handed it off in between the guards and tackles. Nice little diversity here from their offense.
If I was playing Madden, I would just open up the playbook and kind of throw a dart out there, Hoots. That's what this kind of feels like with these 2 offenses.
Yeah, they must spend hours going over their offensive stuff with how many different looks they have.
Griggs-Midkota at center now also is Kautzman, so they're moving some guys in the offensive line here as the previous center, and Stadler now lines up more as a tight end / tackle. And speaking of Stadler, here he goes on the reversal, and he's going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It came right to you, Hoots. Stadler came on a little end around there, and for Maple River, taking a bear hug was Calvin Satchram.
Hey, sometimes it doesn't matter how it looks, you take the guy down. Satchram did an excellent job of keeping outside leverage and making sure that any play that was going to be made was going to be inside of him, and then made the play himself.
For the Griggs-Midkota Titans, again, 8:35 left in the third quarter. This started back at their own 35-yard line, so 2.5 minutes and counting on this drive so far here for Griggs-Midkota. Twins to the right-hand side, back under center goes Woodstead. Carlson in the backfield. Woodstead has time, steps up, pocket collapses. Woodstead gets to the 10, cuts back in 5, and Woodstead is back in the end zone for the second time tonight. A broken play that goes 11 yards for a house call, and the Titans are back within 12.
As soon as he broke contain, it really put Drogan in a tough spot. You have, probably the biggest playmaker on the offensive side for Griggs-Midkota running kind of a shallow cross a couple yards into the end zone. He couldn't leave him alone until he knew the quarterback crossed the line of scrimmage, and by that time it was too late.
6 carries, a pair of touchdowns, and 91 yards. I went Woodstead on my 9-man fantasy team.
Yeah, he certainly has the ability to throw the ball, run the ball, get a lot of points for you.
Woodstead goes under center here with Carlson in the backfield. This to make it a 10-point deficit if they can get in for 2 for the Titans. Hard count, Woodstead, handoff. This one, shake and bake. Carlson, he muscles in for the 2-point conversion. Midway through the third quarter play, it's been fun tonight here in Hope. Down by 10 are the Titans. Raiders will get the ball next here on your liveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
For the Griggs-Midkota Titans, they take the ball again, go nearly 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 57 seconds, 65 yards to the score. And don't look now, Hoots, we got a brand new ball game here in Hope, North Dakota tonight.
I wonder if they're interested in possibly an onside kick here to keep that momentum in their favor.
Stadler, well, he might do the onside kick. It's got to go 10 yards. It goes 9.5. They would have had it perfectly, but it doesn't go past midfield. It took a bounce at the 48-yard line, and then instead of going forward, kind of came right back to the sideline here and picking it up, really having nowhere to go as Ronigan as it went right into him. That's kind of like my golf game with a slice or a hook right there, not where you want it to go. But as you alluded to, a great kick on the way here, just didn't go the full 10 yards.
Yeah, there was some nervous coaches over on this side. They didn't see that flag come for quite a while there. And, you know, the angle that you have when you're 15 yards downfield, kind of getting a look at your kick return, you might not have gotten an exact idea of where he was, but just inside the 50 as you called.
So for Maple River now, they will take advantage of the 49-yard line, as this will be their 8th possession of the contest. 5:42 left to play here in the third quarter. Positive field position, though, again for the Raiders. Wishbone formation. Under center is going to be Silly. Silly with a hard count, someone moved. We had a little flinch on both sides. The question is where it was on, and it was Maple River, so now make it 1st and 15.
So interesting question comes here. Do you get conservative and try to, take 4 or 5 minutes off the clock and try to wear them down defensively, or you go back to that spread? They've kind of abandoned that. They haven't run that 3-by-1 in quite some time. Be interesting to see what they're going to come out and it looked like they were probably going to go to their bread and butter counter play out of that wishbone on the first down, but now that you're 1st and 15, you might look to spread them out.
And to your point, how big is that doctor timeout going to be if this game remains this close moving forward to the fourth quarter?
Yeah, you hate having to use one, especially coming out of a change of possession.
Wishbone formation again for Silling. Griggs-Midkota with 4 down linemen here. Silling, here's that bobsled play to the outside. Good pursuit on the way here for Griggs, and we got a flag upcoming. It might not matter as Griggs-Midkota is going to make it a tackle for loss. So you're probably going to have a 2nd and 18 or 1st and a country mile upcoming here for Maple River.
Yeah, that's tough to see when you know you're running away from guys on the right-hand side to have a hold on your backside, probably tight end or guard. That's a tough pill to swallow when that guy is likely, unless he's an All-American, he's probably not making that play.
I think Griggs-Midkota is going to decline the penalty, and I like that, Hoots. When
Absolutely.
You're trailing and you got a tackle for a loss, instead of make it 1st and 25, 2nd and 18, the percentages, the old analytics, I don't know how many people are doing analytics in high school football, but my analytics say decline the penalty after a tackle for a loss.
I'd love to see the look that Coach Fontaine would give us if we brought up the word analytics to him. I don't think that really factors into his play calling.
10 carries for 47 yards for Silling. Trips near sideline, shotgun formation. 2nd down and long here for Silling. Silling throws it near sideline. Drogan in the numbers, 45, gets a couple yards, 50, hops over a man, and he's taken out of bounds into Griggs-Midkota territory. So Drogan makes a little out of nothing here, and a positive gain that goes for about, 10 yards here for Maple River.
I think space is going to be the Raiders' friend here the rest of the way. Just get the ball. That was just an outside handoff. And just allows them to get away from all those big fellas and not worry about taking any big hits. Get them on, just throw the ball horizontally and let your athletes make plays in space.
But again, out of bounds, so the clock stops here. Does not run with 5:13 left to play in the third quarter. So for Griggs-Midkota, you'll take it, but now again need another play from your defense to try to get off the field. Shotgun formation for Silling. Bosch to left-hand side. Silling looking. Gets to the 45-yard line. That's going to be close to the 40, and without question makes it 4-down territory now for Larry Fontaine with about that 4-yard rush.
Back in my coaching days, I think we would run every Tuesday for 10, 15 minutes sometimes. We would go a scramble drill. If a quarterback breaks out of the pocket, where you're at on the field determines where you run to. If you're deep, you come short. If you're to the left, you come to the ball side. If you're short, you run deep, and it kind of got caught in no man's land to the receivers on the right-hand side. I think Silling was begging for one guy to just run down the sideline so he could hit someone deep there.
But back-to-back play suits where you run out of bounds. So again, the clock stops again.
That's a theme. Clock is stopped. This game is going to take forever.
4th down and short here for the Raiders. They need about 1.25 yards. Fullback dive. Well, there's your 1.25 yards and some to Connor Dahl as he muscles his way to the 35 for a gain of 5. Coming in on the tackle for the Griggs-Midkota Titans is Max Ludwig.
That's a big first down right there. You don't want to understate a third quarter 4th down, but you know that was a really big play. Now keep the ball inside of the numbers every single play. Try to drain this clock as much as possible. Score a touchdown, put it back out of reach.
Connor Dahl, part of this homecoming court here for the Maple River Raiders here this evening. 1st down and 10 for Maple River, up by 10 as the clock continues to wind, now under 5 minutes here in our 3rd quarter. Still to come on our post-game show, Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, final stats. We'll hear from a winning participant and more here on our post-game. But who's going to win is the question at this point. Speed option, Silling gets a couple of yards, breaks the outside, picks up a block by Dahl. 25, can Silling go 20, 15, and oh! He is pushed out of bounds, and there's a late hit as well. But Levi Kautzman again covering some real estate to get Silling out of bounds at around the 10 to 15-yard line.
I don't think you probably saw it from the angle up there, but Connor Dahl absolutely locked up Rainey over here and drove him once again 7-8 yards down outside of the numbers, and then Silling was able to get right on his backside and get an extra 10 yards.
26-yard rush for Silling. He's got 12 carries for 78 yards. He's pushed out of bounds at the 10. The late hit will get it halfway closer to the goal line here. 4 penalties now for 25 yards for Griggs-Midkota. 1st and goal for Maple River here as they will have it at the Titans' 5-yard line.
I believe it's bobsled time.
Bobsled time, cool runnings. 5:42 is when this drive started at their own 49-yard line, but you go out of bounds. It doesn't feel like any times came off the clock. Wishbone formation, Silling pitches it to Carter Bosch. Bosch looking for a tackle, makes one man miss, and then is hog-tied down at about the 3-yard line.
A couple of blocks I think the Raiders would like to have back there if they could have executed just a little bit better, but throwing a short side sweep is really difficult. You have to hit your block immediately and lock him up, or he's going to make a play and just run him out of bounds like they did there.
13 carries for 76 yards for Bosch. His last 5 carries, 0, 0, 16, 1, and 2. Here for Maple River. 2nd and goal for the Raiders. Ball just inside the 4-yard line on the far hash. Griggs-Midkota looking to throw a wall out there and try to get a turnover on downs in some capacity. Raiders want to make it again a 3-possession game if they can with a score and a 2-point conversion. They'll bring the bobsled to the outside. Great pursuit though by Griggs-Midkota, and that's going nowhere. I tell you what, Hoots, since that opening drive, Griggs has made a couple of adjustments, and coming in on that tackle is Brady Dewald, the freshman.
Yeah, that first possession, they were kind of, the Raiders were able to get outside at will, and ever since then it's been, more like 80-20 every time they run it. 8 out of 10 times those Griggs-Midkota defenders are wrapping up, pursuing, keeping the ball inside the numbers, which is what you have to do against this Raider offense.
So under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, 26-16, and as we alluded to, Griggs-Midkota in the first half was at this point defensively and had a couple of turnovers on downs. They're looking to do it again and try to get the ball back and make it a 1-possession game. Well, the Raiders are looking to get in the end zone another time. Play action, Silling steps in, makes a man miss. The backside's open, and Silling rushes into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. And with 2:34 left in the 3rd quarter, it's 32-16 Raiders as the cannon goes off in hope.
I don't think the play was designed for him to run backside, but when you get a lot of pursuit coming from, the side that he wanted to run to, one cutback in 9-man football, and you find a lane, you just got to that pylon.
14 carries, 82 yards, 3 scores for Silling, and the ever-important 2-point conversion, as it's still a 2-possession game as it stands right now.
Whatever your A-plus 2-point conversion play is here, this is the one, whatever you're most confident in, this is what you got to run.
Wing T formation here for Silling. Dowse and Bosch, the up men. Rolling, Silling, pressure, throws it across his body, incomplete. Great outstretched hands there by Latrell Ronnie as Drogan was the intended receiver, and it's still a 2-possession game. 2:34 left to play in the third quarter. Maple River up by 16.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. Steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com, there's a short kick. Griggs-Midkota trying to pounce on it. They do it about the 38-yard line. Still a 2-possession game, though, Hoots, so anything is on the table, if you will, with 14 and a half minutes left to play in this contest.
Yeah, offensive momentum for the Titans is certainly real right now. They found something going under center and kind of running between the tackles, and then getting the quarterback out on the move, especially most of the time in 9-man football, you really worry about that quarterback breaking the pocket, getting outside the numbers and breaking big ones. He's escaping in the middle of the field, which is something that's a little more difficult for players to wrap up.
Nearly getting to 2 hours here on this football game in Hope, North Dakota on this Friday night. 1st and 10 for the Titans at the near sideline at the 39. Inside handoff, Carlson, Levi, Trader's there, and Trader trying to rip the ball away, and that's going to be a 2-yard tackle for a loss. And then Trader right now might have popped a little bit of an elbow on elbow here as he's going to come out and take a look at here for Maple River. Looks to be all right. Might have just got a stinger. Trader able to come in there right off the bat, Hoots, and get that tackle for a loss.
Yeah, it was a good play, and unfortunately he's going to have to come out for a play here, but hopefully he'll get back out there and maybe get some more Frank magic after that last time he was out there and made a couple good plays for the Raiders.
And a broken record. The clock stops yet again as it's 2nd down and 11. This is drive number 9 here for Griggs-Midkota. 17 possessions tonight between these two clubs. Under center goes Woodstead, and back-to-back drives here for Griggs-Midkota. Again, going Woodstead after going every other between him and Spickler. Woodstead gets the numbers into Raider territory. The 45 fumbles the football after a hit by Dowse, but that's well out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it, close to about the 45-yard line. That's going to be at least 17 yards on the rush, and they will give them the 40.
Now you start to worry as a coach here for Maple River. Maybe it doesn't come back to bite you because you got a 16-point lead here, as we approach the fourth quarter. But every team is going to watch this second half film and start to go, if those DNs start to suck inside a little bit, that outside pitch or any type of a play fake with that boot action is going to be open.
Woodstead with a heck of a spot. I thought it was closer about the 43 regardless, the 40-yard line. 7 carries for a $113, and Woodstead right now is putting on a clinic here under center for Griggs-Midkota. 6 down lineman for Maple River. Woodstead has time, steps up, fires a deep ball, has a man at the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Griggs-Midkota, and just like that to Kyle Johnson for 40 yards and a score.
That was great protection by the O-line from the Titans there. Gave him a lot of time to throw that deep ball. We talked about it in pregame. We saw him throwing deep ball after deep ball, and it's certainly coming back to help him out here.
First reception for Johnson. He had 3 catches for 19 yards last week against the Lobos, and again, the every elusive 2-point conversion to make it a 1-possession contest. 1:22 left to play here in this contest. How much more time will we have? These two teams are going blow for blow right now like a welterweight boxing match. Woodstead with C.J. Iranian standing to his left here to make it a 1-possession contest again here in Hope. Shotgun formation. Handoff, keeping it, and that'll be 2-point conversion is no good. Coming out on the outside there for Maple River is Owen Tickey staying home. It's a 10-point contest, but still Maple River up by 2 possessions here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, GooseRiverGolfClub.com.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give Dwight a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Well, Griggs-Midkota doesn't take much time. A 2:32 at their own 36-yard line, able to take 70 seconds off the clock. A pooch kick goes to Preston Dowse. The outside looks to pick up a block with Connor Dahl at the 50. Dowse at the 40. Dowse is pushed out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. So Preston Dowse able to go 25 yards on the return, and great starting field position here for the Raiders.
Great starting field position. I think Connor Dahl had his best tackle of the night there with his block on the sideline. It was gave him a big old bear hug and took him straight to the ground.
Back-to-back drives here for Maple River that'll start in positive territory. Here's what we've had so far combined in the second half. Punt, touchdown, 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 touchdown hoots here in the third quarter.
The theme of that is a lot of clock stoppages.
I would agree as well. First down and 10 here for Maple River. Again, 2-possession game, up by 10. 3 timeouts remaining for the Raiders, 2 for Griggs-Midkota on our City of Hope scoreboard. Shotgun formation for Silling. Silling gets the 50, pops it off to Connor Bosch, who makes a man miss. Bosch then is going to be tackled, and they'll mark him down at around the 32-yard line.
That kid just avoids big tackles all the time. It's like he got bullied all the time when he was on the playground as a kid and just learned how to stay away from all those big kids. I mean, he just makes everyone miss and then just slithers down to the ground without taking a big hit.
T. Silling has completed his last 5 passes now for 109 yards. He's currently 8 for 11 with a touchdown through the air as well, +3 rushing touchdowns. 2nd and 6 on what could be the final play of the third quarter.
I think we'll get about 4 more plays in.
As this will be 2nd down here for the Raiders. Shotgun formation. Silling steps up again. Silling looking to throw the ball, still handles it, now throws it to Coach Fontaine. That'll be incomplete. It didn't go across the line of scrimmage there, Hoots, so what's the adage in high school? Carter Bosch was in the vicinity, but again, we always hear, does the ball have to go across the line of scrimmage when it comes to NFL, college, and high school?
Outside the
tackle box?
Outside the tackle box or tight end box, whatever you want to call it. There was a receiver right there, but T absolutely made the right play there. Just live to play another day. You're going to be just fine with 2nd and 6 or whatever we got. 3rd and 6, sorry. Great play by him.
3rd down here for the Maple River Raiders. They'll have 1 wide receiver split out left-hand side with Connor Dahl, twins, the near sideline with Carter Bosch in the backfield. Silling keeps it. Silling pushes the pile forward to about the 28, maybe the 27. Regardless, that'll be the final play of the third quarter. So we'll mark it down for a gain of 3 here for Silling. On our City of Hope scoreboard, 12 minutes left to go on homecoming night here in Hope. It's Maple River 32, Griggs-Midkota 22 on your liveevent.com.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
A battle of unbeatens tonight goes to Sargent County and Waimea as the Bulldogs win it 43-6 over the Waimea-Lidgerwood Warbirds. So the number 2 ranked team in the state continues to win. And for Eric Olson and the Bulldogs, they got to be loving 9-man football right now.
Oh, they certainly do. A lot of depth, a lot of size. That's a good recipe.
4th and short here for the Raiders. They need the 25-yard line for Silling. Silling puts the right shoulder pad down and barrel rolls his way for an extra yard. You had D-Wall there, but Silling gets the extra hard-earned yard for a gain of 3.
That was a big play, putting his shoulder down, making a big boy run right there to get that first down.
16 carries, 88 yards for Silling. And for Maple River, they don't, again, have to be in any rush, up by 10. A touchdown, though, however, as we alluded to the last time Maple River has the ball, doesn't make it a 3-score game. They would still need that 2-point conversion.
If they get that 2, that would, well, get in the end zone first, then we can talk about that 2-point conversion, but getting it to 3 scores would be a big, big change.
Wishbone formation, ball at the 24. Connor Dahl with a fullback trap play. Look at Dahl make his way to the 10. They're still trying to tackle him. Dahl rolling to about the 7-yard line.
Keep doing it.
17 yards on the rush for Connor Dahl. Look at Twinkle Toes go.
They haven't stopped that play yet, and if you didn't hear that over the mic, coaches are yelling, just keep doing it, keep doing it. And I agree. I mean, has there been a negative play anytime he's gotten the ball going up the middle? I don't think so.
No.
I would just keep hammering it. The kid obviously doesn't get tired. He never comes out. I mean, he plays every single phase of the game. Kind of an Iron Man out there.
What I mean by Twinkle Toes, I mean, that's like Fred Flintstone there, kind of bowling. You know, all of a sudden he comes through a little bit, and Connor Dahl just rumbling his way, finding a lane there, Hoots.
He's a well-rounded football player, that's for sure.
Without question. 1st and goal for the Raiders. Ball spotted at the Titans' 8-yard line here. Silling looking at that play clock, going down to 5 and counting. Silling pitch play. This goes to Carter Bosch. Bosch looking for a block to the 5-yard line, and he's tackled at about the 4. Coming in is Carlson, and that'll be a gain of about 3 to 4 yards.
Certainly think they just stick with this wishbone here, finish the game, just keep running the ball between the tackles, run down that clock, get in the end zone here, finish them off.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line, and 2 you alluded to, Hoots, either 35, 40 seconds comes off the clock if you don't get it, as an example, or you put it in the end zone. For Maple River, it's a win-win.
Yeah, either way, exactly. As long as this doesn't end in anything other than a touchdown, however much time comes off the clock is fine.
For Griggs-Midkota, you're looking to build the wall yet again. 2nd and goal, ball at the 4-yard line. Dot in the eye is Bosch. Silling under center. Fullback trap. This time Griggs-Midkota was not having it. Levi Kautzman with the bear hug of Dahl.
Yeah, too many offensive linemen going in the wrong direction. They're standing 2 yards behind where they started. We talked about it earlier, you know, reestablishing the line of scrimmage if you're a defensive lineman for the Titans. Trying to push that line of scrimmage back 2 or 3 yards. If you can do that, good things are going to happen. They've been bullied most of this game, and that's not exactly what we expected. But a big stand here could be big.
3rd and goal, ball spotted at the 4-yard line. You can tell Connor Dahl with a little bit of his hands on his knees after that particular play by Levi Kautzman here again. junior at 6'2", 250 pounds, going to play in that nose guard spot as well, alongside Isaac Stadler, a junior at 6'3", 240 pounds. Raiders got to get to the line. They get the play off, little quick pitch. Carter Bosch to the outside. Bosch is going to get tackled. Kausman comes in, but we might have a hold or a face mask. Get a better view of it. Hoots on the sideline.
I didn't see face mask, but I also didn't have a view of the way he came down. Hold is likely.
Face mask on Griggs-Midkota. Carter Bosch also maybe tweaked an ankle as he came up limping a little bit. This is going to be where the 7-8 yard line is. We'll see what the white hat has to say on the football field.
My assumption is just a 5 yard.
So it'd be half a distance.
Yep. Either way, it'd be half the distance, but yes.
And with it not being a personal foul penalty either, again, either way, it's half the distance.
So we're essentially just going to do it again.
What is it in high school football again with personal fouls from college to
it's
the NFL? How is it different?
Any type of roughing is an automatic first down. But that is it. 15 yards doesn't mean it's an automatic first down. Even if it's a face mask personal foul, it's just 15 yards, not an automatic first in high school.
So third down, again, third and goal at the 3 yard line. Shotgun formation, Silling, QB keeper up the middle, and Silling is in for another rushing touchdown. His 5th score of the game, his 4th on the ground, and the Maple River Raiders lead it by 16.
Yeah, you know you've blocked it well when your quarterback does not get touched on 3rd and goal from the 4 yard line.
So 4 rushing touchdowns, 3 in this second half for Silling, now with 89 yards rushing on 17 attempts, and back to the old, 2-point conversion to make it a 3-possession contest.
Once again, now, going 5 wide with Silling out to the right.
Wildcat formation. We saw this to open up the game with Dahl and Carter Bosch. They haven't gone back to it really since. Connor Dahl trying to keep it through the middle. There is a hold, but does he get in? If it's on Maple River, it won't matter on the penalty unless it's on Griggs-Midkota, as the 2-point conversion was no good.
Yeah, I think it was an illegal formation. Had too many guys in the backfield. That can happen when you end up going with your quarterback out wide instead of under center.
We'll see what they talk it over here. If it's on Griggs, you obviously accept it if you're Maple River. If it's on Maple River, you decline it if you're the Titans, and you get to a kickoff and still is a 2-possession contest. That's what it exactly is going to allude to. So holding penalty on Maple River, they'll decline it. And a new score on our City of Hope scoreboard. 8:42 left to go in the contest. Raiders lead it by 16.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. When we eventually get there, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, and more. Still, though, a 2-possession game for Griggs-Midkota. They are very much a touchdown and, again, a 2-point conversion from making this thing very intriguing yet again. Here's a kick that's going to roll to about the 23-yard line. Ronigan picks it up there to about the 30 to the numbers. 35, runs into his own man and tackled at the 36-yard line for the Maple River Raiders. Jonah Thompson, the sophomore, in on the tackle.
It's got to be very encouraging to all of the coaches here from Maple River with how all these young guys are doing such a good job, and I feel like it's a broken record. I've said that after every single kickoff, but they're doing a great job of wrapping up and tackling and keep them. If you can get a team inside the 40 in 9-man football to start a possession off a kickoff, you've done your job.
For Griggs-Midkota, this will be their 10th possession of the contest. They'll start at their own 36-yard line. Maple River went 4 minutes and 25 seconds as they went 35 yards just in that stretch. Again, it took 4:25 off the clock for a score.
Interesting trips formation. We haven't seen this in a little while now with 4 wide total.
Shotgun formation with Woodstead again in the gun. Maple River with 5 men in the box. More than likely that quarterback spy. Woodstead steps up, and he's going to get hit as he throws it. It's incomplete at the 43. But again, the old adage in football is sometimes it's better to be short on the pass than long. Coming back for that football, again, is going to be Carlson, and Carter Bosch might get called for the hold or for the defensive pass interference, and it is defensive pass interference on Maple River.
That's tough because it was just a half a step away from being a sack or maybe even a sack fumble. Yeah, they were just a step away from making a big play there for the defensive line.
This ball will be at the 36-yard line and move its way now here for Griggs-Midkota. What's a rule that you like in high school football that maybe is different in college or the NFL for the common viewer, again, when you watch on a Saturday to a Sunday compared to a Friday night?
The second worst penalty in the NFL is that stupid pass interference where if you throw it 80 yards downfield and they knock a guy over, you get it from the spot of the foul. That's the second worst penalty in the NFL.
15 yards here, close to the spot regardless. Woodstead steps up, has a man down the middle. Oh, what a diving catch, sliding his way to the 28-yard line here for Griggs-Midkota is Kyle Johnson.
Excellent throw once again, but an in-breaking route is what has beat the Raiders in this game.
So all of a sudden you look down, Johnson 2 receptions for 68 yards, and Woodstead continues to fill it up now for the Griggs-Midkota Titans.
He has been definitely taking over this quarterback position firmly in this, the last 2.5 quarters of this game.
Kind of playing like a senior. You'll hear it. You want seniors to play like it's their final games. That's what Woodstead is exactly doing right now. First down, looking on the post pattern. Martin trying to get Woodstead to the boundary, and incoming here for Woodstead, able to break his way to about the 25-yard line. Good pursuit here by Maple River, but Woodstead again puts on the afterburners, gets the outside for a gain of 4.
And once again, just took his time, read the defense, didn't like anything he had downfield, broke pocket. Good job by Dylan Zahn as the spy for the Raiders, keeping him from getting a big play. But, another 4 yards, stopping the clock.
Does a really good job of getting out of bounds, too, as we alluded to here again. Griggs-Midkota with 2 timeouts remaining for Maple River. They have 3. Titans need a touchdown, and then they need the ever-important 2-point conversion. Second down upcoming for Griggs-Midkota. Woodstead has some time, throwing it down the field. That's going to be incomplete, but we'll have a pass interference. Preston Dowes was in on the coverage of Carlson, and just enough coming across on that shoulder pad. Should be a pass interference, and you'll make it half a distance to the goal.
We got some frustrated coaches over here trying to get an offensive holding call. If you can hear that, I apologize.
I heard someone say our guys are getting held every time, but I couldn't figure if that was from the Griggs side or from the Maple River side.
No, it's definitely coming from my microphone. But good call there on the defensive pass interference. Just got there a little too early, like the Eagles defenders last night on the Vikings, but I'm over that.
Okay, well, I'm a fantasy football fan, not a Vikings fan.
Okay, got it.
So
all right.
Regardless, they're Hoots. I just hope my team wins. That's selfish of me. I gave my dad a T-shirt established since 1961. Disappointed every year. That's the Minnesota Vikings, right?
That's especially in night games.
Here we go. First down upcoming for Griggs-Midkota. Ball spotted at the 13-yard line of Maple River. The Titans knocking on the door one more time. Woodstead looks, fires down the middle. Oh, what a defensive left-handed bat by Connor Dahl. As if that is not batted down, it's 6 for the Titans.
Yeah, that was a spectacular play by a linebacker in space, deflecting it against a receiver. Once again, though, the theme in the second half has been nobody is getting to the quarterback for the defensive line. They are protecting him, and you can see he can really spin it back there. He's quite the thrower of the ball.
Munson was the intended wide receiver. 7:42 left to play. They started with 8:37 here on the drive at their own 36, and it's second down and 10. First down at the 3-yard line for the Titans is what they need, or get in the end zone. Handoff. This goes to Carlson, and Carlson smothers his way to the 10-yard line.
Couple big pancake blocks there by Griggs-Midkota, but the guys that did not get pancakes certainly made a good play right there.
Yeah, Frank Martin was part of that 1-2 combination. Third down and 7. here for Griggs-Midkota. One thing that Maple River has done a little bit better of a job is trying to keep Woodstead contained here, Hoots. But again, he's got the ability to break a play at any time.
They have whoever's playing linebacker here, Zahn, Dahl, they got to make sure that if he even takes more than 2 seconds in the backfield, they got to have their eyes on him, make sure he doesn't break it.
3rd down and 7, Woodstead in a shotgun empty formation. Maple River with 4 down linemen. They'll bring 4. Woodstead steps up, has an opportunity, but then gets smothered down to about the 9. Coming in on the outside here is Levi Trader, part of that 1-2 combination with Martin, but it is a gain of 1.
Okay, once again, though, credit Dylan Zahn. He's just standing in the middle and staring him down. Number 14 in the middle, keep an eye on him. He's doing an awesome job of just sitting there and waiting. As soon as the quarterback decides to run, that's when he attacks. He's not doing anything special other than watching one player.
This feels like it's 4th and the ball game here for Griggs-Midkota with 6:30 left to play in the 4th quarter. They don't need a touchdown, they need the first, but they need something positive here from a Titan perspective. The Raiders looking to put the game away here with a defensive stop. I formation, Woodstead under center. Carlson dots the I. Woodstead rolls, backside pressure. He's sacked! He's sacked! He's sacked! Maple River coming in unevaded. Calvin Satchram, the senior on homecoming night, puts a deck to Woodstead for a 12-yard sack.
I definitely had to have been an offensive line miscommunication there. You don't want to leave a defensive end to come flying in on the blind side of the quarterback. Well done finishing him off there.
Calvin Satchram coming off the blocks in a 50-meter sprint, and Woodstead just didn't see him there, Hoots. On the backside, if he sees him, Woodstead is maybe able to make a play and try to dazzle himself out of it as Woodstead comes off the field right now.
Yeah, I think they might have tried to roll him out a little, thinking that you don't have to block the backside end, but that guy can be extremely dangerous if he has a beeline right for him.
So for the Maple River Raiders, this will be their 10th possession of the game with 6:14 left to play. And if you're Maple River, clock is your ally here. Keep it between the tackles, keep things going with Connor Dahl just like this with 25 yards as he pushes his way, kind of like a sled style there, to about the 28-yard line.
Just keep the ball in between the tackles. And you can see right now, Coach Fontaine's motioning over to here to T. Silling. Do not snap the ball until you see that thing get under 5 seconds. Take your time in the huddle. Make sure that everybody is set. Wind that thing down. If they don't score on this possession, that's perfectly fine. Take 3 to 4 minutes off the clock right here.
For Dahl, 8 carries for 57 yards for the Maple River Raiders. Again, clock continues to wind for Griggs-Midkota. The question becomes, when do you start taking your 2 timeouts here? Handoff, Dahl bouncing. Kautzman is in on the tackle alongside with him for Griggs-Midkota. You also have Ludwig. We've said those two a lot tonight, but for Connor Dahl, gets the handful of yards for about 2.5 and moves the chains for a first.
Yeah, another 40 seconds shoot off the clock here. If you get 2 first downs, this game is likely over. 2 first downs, so that's all you're playing for. Get 20 yards and move on to next week.
Speaking of next week, for both of these teams, Griggs-Midkota will host Richland a week from tonight, while for the Maple River Raiders, they will travel to Hatton Northwood. Hatton Northwood made their way to Hankinson here this evening for Region 1 football. A final again that we know of, Sargent County over at Wyoming Lidgewood 43-6. Here's the outside play for Silling. Silling cuts back into the 35, and he's loose. Silling, 50, 40, 30, 20, and T. Silling with the knockout touchdown blow that goes 69 yards.
Great blocking, but that kid is electric in the open field. They got so many playmakers. For him to make that one cutback, put his foot in the ground, you could tell right away his idea was, hey, I'm just going to stay in bounds, and then put his foot in the ground and was gone.
T. Silling, 158 yards rushing on 18 attempts, and not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 touchdowns here tonight for the Raiders. Silling trying to catch his breath across the way with Larry Fontaine. We'll see what a 2-point conversion is upcoming.
I'm going to guess it's some type of just a toss or a handoff here so he can stand and watch the play and not have to do a whole lot.
80 yards here for Maple River in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. Silling to the left-hand side of him is going to be Connor Dahl, and we've been saying a 3-possession game. Well, here it is. Maple River now doubling up as now Silling splits up to the right. Dahl goes into the shotgun formation. Dahl gets hit right at the line, and won't get in. But regardless, we have a new score on our City of Hope scoreboard, a 69-yard rushing touchdown for T. Silling on your liveevent.com.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
MLGC offers ultra-high-speed broadband, streaming TV, telephone, advanced business services, and commercial-grade video surveillance services. MLGC has a goal to continue to deliver future technologies that make rural communities in North Dakota vibrant places in which to live and do business in. They're your local provider who prides itself on its unmatched customer service with a small-town touch. MLGC has offices in Enderlin, Cooperstown, and Kindred. For more info, go to mlgc.com.
Back here on yourliveevent.com, Chase Miller alongside Nathan Hoots and also Logan Bender running the camera here tonight in Hope, North Dakota. 2-point conversion is no good for Griggs-Midkota coming after his own power as the sophomore linebacker here of Rory Kautzman. Him and Connor Dahl kind of went through that A-gap and met head-on-head there, and you just hope for Rory he's going to be all right moving forward here. Anytime you get those kind of collisions through that A-gap, Hoots, you think of maybe the wind knocked it out of you, concussion, especially nowadays with football when it comes to that helmet-to-helmet shot. There's been some hard hitting. The pads have been popping tonight here in Hope.
They certainly have. If my mic has picked up what I've heard down here, you can certainly feel it down on this end. There's been so many big hits and a lot of shoulder pads that are cracking and too many helmets. You just hope that, like you said, the wind knocked out of you. It's a scary feeling to get that wind knocked out of you, but that goes away and you don't feel it necessarily the next day. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
For Maple River here in this second half, touchdown, 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 touchdown for Griggs-Midkota. Punt, touchdown, touchdown, and then a turnover on downs. That last drive for Maple River goes 80 yards. Again, takes over just under 2 minutes of game time. It helps when you go 69 yards. But we've had a place here, Hoots night, of 69 yards with a 40-yard rushing touchdown, a 74-yard reverse for a kickoff return. If you like the word explosion in terms of offense, we have seen that here tonight.
These last 2.5 quarters have been something to watch if you're an offensive fan.
Calvin Santrum, a line drive, and over and Kip. That's going to go over Ron again. That'll take him all the way back to the 10-yard line. Now he'll look for a lane, breaks to the near sideline. Lincoln gets to the 15, then thrown down at the 20 by Drogan.
Obviously it helps see the ball go over someone's head, but great job by the kickoff team once again for the Raiders, breaking down. They didn't run past a guy. Sometimes that happens when you know any type of confusion with who grabs the ball off the kick return. So well done.
I think it's easy to say some of the players of the game already without breaking too much. You might have to say who's been 1B. T. Stilling, obviously, with the touchdowns here, Hoots, perfectly offensively with 6, but also for Griggs-Midkota Woodstead, he has just brought another element here to this Griggs-Midkota offense in the second half.
Yeah, I think it's something they can definitely build off of here with him at quarterback. And, even if the young guy doesn't get to play much the rest of the year, he can learn from this kid.
As you'll have twins to the near sideline, one to left-hand side here for the Titans. Lincoln comes up to line motion man, going right to left is Munson. Shotgun formation. Opportunity, there's a big wind by Woodstead going for incomplete. Carter Bosch in on the coverage there, going one-on-one there for Latrell Rainey at 6'3", while Carter Bosch stands at 5'8" for the deep shot.
Good play. That was actually Steven Drogan, but either way, great play by the defender there, getting up in the air and making a play on the ball with a guy that is significantly taller.
Good eyes there, Hoots. Gotta love the numbers 3 and 5 between the two.
Definitely tough.
But that has been a fun matchup, and we alluded to it back in the first quarter. You know, who would have to go up against Rainey? And Drogan has really been that blanket guy so far here tonight.
Yeah, and, you know, we mentioned it early in the game. You know, he was giving him the inside route early on. Ever since he slid slightly inside, or it appears that he has, Rainey's kind of been neutralized by Drogan. He's an excellent, since his sophomore year when I coached him, you know, with the Falcons, he has great ball skills when the ball's in the air.
For Maple River doubling up Griggs-Midkota here in this fourth quarter, but it's been entertaining from the shoot. Woodstead, a deep out pattern, trying to get mossed, if you will, at about the 36-yard line was Rainey, incomplete, and there's Drogan again in on coverage.
Some jawing back and forth between the two. You like to see them getting after it. They've been matched up against each other probably 50, 60 snaps tonight, so I'm sure they're probably tired of seeing each other, but it's been a fun matchup to see.
Maple River with this result would improve to 2-2 in the region. Griggs-Midkota would go to 0-5. You have Weimar-Lidgerwood now at 4-1, and Sargent County again at 4-0. The Lobos were well in control of Richland to go to 4-1 in the region, while the Colts would go to 0-5. Enderlin is idle here this evening. Hankinson and Hatton Northwood is the other, again, Region 1 contest here tonight. Shotgun formation for Woodstead. Latrell Rainey motions right to left, handoff. This will go to Carlson. Carlson goes through the middle for 5 yards. Upcoming makes it 4th and 5.
Now the versatility of this defense that the Raiders run is it's great. Not necessarily with, you know, how they align, but where the guys can line up. You see that Connor Dahl typically is your traditional middle linebacker that, you know, is the run stuffer. But you saw when they brought the receiver in motion, Rainey right there, he just split out with him. Went and he's going to play a man-to-man. That allows your defense to be really versatile.
So 4th down and short. They will need about the 29-yard line for the first here for the Griggs-Midkota Titans. Trips to left-hand side, one near sideline here. Zahn again, more than likely just going to play that QB spy here on Woodstead. 3-step drop, Woodstead has time, winds, delivers down the field, looking for that post pattern, almost caught by the one-handed catch on the way here by Kyle Johnson, will be incomplete. And for Maple River, we have a defensive back down. That's Preston Dow's at about the 32. He looks to be all right, and there'll be a turnover on downs as the Raiders will start it nearly in the red zone. I think right now, if you're Maple River, this will be your, again, coming into this one, the opportunity here for both of these teams. If you're Maple River here, Hoots, again, with where the ball is, tough to eliminate 3:21 from the clock with just 25 yards. But if you're Larry Fontaine, you'll gladly take 2 yards and try to get out of here healthy, as this has been a hard-hitting physical football game for both of these teams.
Absolutely. And get one first down. Let's see where the clock puts us. See if Griggs is willing to use their timeouts here. With you know, the game, I don't want to say it's out of hand. You never want to say that, but it likely is. Are they going to use their timeouts here? Or are they just going to let the clock bleed?
Handoff goes to Bosch, makes one man miss, the 20 to 15 to the 10. Carter Bosch, well, he says, I want some more scores. And Maple River puts up 50 on homecoming night with a Carter Bosch 25-yard rushing touchdown.
Coach Fontaine said he wanted to see points put up in bunches. It's tough to take a kid out and, or you know, put a kid in there and put the ball in his hands and tell him not to score. It's exciting to see all these points put up tonight.
Carter Bosch, 104 yards rushing and another touchdown. That's his second of the game. One receiving, one scoring. That drive goes 9 seconds for the touchdown, and we'll have a timeout on the field. We'll break as well on your live event.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. We'll try to, it is autograph night here for Maple River. Is that an NIL infringement here, Hoots, with all the talk that we've had with college athletics?
I think as long as they don't sell them, I think we're all right.
Hey, look at this.
I was going to say, let's not bury the lead. We're about to kick an extra point here in a 9-man game.
Attempt for Calvin Satcham. That's why Coach Fontaine takes the timeout. Clean snap, clean hold, the right-footed kick, a line drive is through the uprights. Larry Fontaine puts both hands above his head. Calvin Santrum with a PAT.
I love odd numbers in 9-man football. You never get to see them. I tell you what, they didn't look that pretty in warm-ups, so that's exciting to see.
51-22 here on YourLiveEvent.com. Both teams with 12 possessions. We're back after this to put a bow on this game on your live events.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
We come back here on our City Hope scoreboard. That has been busy tonight. 51-22 for Maple River over Griggs-Midkota. For Griggs-Midkota, this will be the most points that they've given up in the season so far. Previous high was against the Warbirds at 48. For the Maple River Raiders, this will be the most points they've scored on the season. The most was 46 against Enderlin and Larimore here on this football field. There's a low end-over-end kick, taking a knee right at about the 36-yard line for Griggs is Sawyer Larson. And as we mentioned it, Hoots, for some reason the Raiders like playing at home. 46 points, giving up 8. Giving up 18, giving up 6, and now 22, but they score in bunches here in Hope this season.
Yeah, anytime you can get them out in space, good thing happen. And, you know, sometimes you just feel comfortable, you know, whether it's not the backdrop, because most 9-man fields you don't see, you know, stands or anything behind the uprights, but, you know, sometimes you just feel comfortable at home and play well.
Griggs-Midkota will come out. This will be their largest deficit here, and give credit to where credit's due for Maple River. They haven't punted, no downs. It's been all touchdowns here in this second half. When you get the ball offensively and you can do that, that helps out a lot, whether it's the other team is scoring or not, or how stuff is going, Hoots, because, again, touchdown, 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 touchdown for the Raiders here in their 5 possessions in the second half.
If you're going to do that, having a halftime lead is probably game over then.
For Griggs-Midkota, it's been one heck of a football game here tonight as Latrell Rainey will come out now in a shotgun formation, first down and 10 after Woodstead again got popped the last time out. Rainey handoff. This will go up the middle here for the Titans to about the 38-yard line. Getting hit on the end over end there was Colton Hilbert.
A lot of young guys getting some reps here. It's kind of been a theme for games that we like to call here in Hope, but it's always good to see those younger guys get these reps and get a chance to put something on film that's fun to watch on Monday.
For Griggs-Midkota, this is going to be an intriguing team for the rest of this season. For Coach Doctor, they're going to feel like, hey, they can find ways to win football games against Richland, against Enderlin, even against Hankinson to close off the year to try to get some momentum going into the offseason. 2nd and 8 for Rainey. He's getting pressured in the backfield. Stiff arms him into the 25-30. Rainey going to keep it. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. Good tackle coming up here for Maple River and Gabriel Burnson, the sophomore. That'll be about a gain of 3 yards.
Made a nice tackle on special teams earlier in the open field going for the ankles. Figured it worked the first time. Why not do it again? Did the same thing, taking out an athletic specimen over there.
Griggs-Midkota, you look on their roster and you say, yeah, there's going to be some seniors leaving, but you bring back your entire offensive line who are all juniors. Your tight end again, and Rory Kautzman is a sophomore. And then you look at Kendall Carlson, a junior. You had 2 quarterbacks here. One is a senior in James Woodstead here. The other is a freshman. C.J. Rainey is a sophomore. And then their quarterback that would have started the season after having an injury, he's just a junior. So he'll be coming back next season to Mr. Haugen.
And he was very impressive when they came here last year. It was a lot of fun to watch him play. It's unfortunate that he dealt with that injury. Hopefully his recovery is going well. Maybe get to see him on the basketball floor here this winter and then back healthy next fall.
For D-Well there, he'll have the rush. So for Griggs-Midkota, 8 different players with at least 1 carry here tonight. Makes it 4th and 1 for the Titans, ball at the 45-yard line. For the Maple River Raiders again, they will get to now 2-2 in Region 1 play. And they will have a timeout here for Griggs-Midkota, just unsure again, punt or was it going to be something regardless. We'll keep it here, taking a look who it's for Maple River again. Homecoming night is a success. You go to Hatton Northwood, and we alluded to on the pregame show, there's going to be a lot of emotions with Hatton Northwood. That's going to be their first home football game after the accident that happened for that volleyball team making its way for a contest yesterday evening where the SUV driver passed away. In that, the good news for Hatton Northwood, it sounds like all their coaches, those were on the bus, the players, yeah, there's going to be some injuries, but no one to that extreme. And for Maple River, after Hatton Northwood, you host Richland, and if you can get these 2 wins, you make that home game on the 6th against the Lobos, and that game to finish off the season at Sargent County means something. That's what Larry Fontaine needs to do week by week for this Raider club.
Yeah, if all of those things fall into place, you got to obviously check off every single week, one at a time. But if you can somehow manage your way to winning out through that, up to that Lemoore game, this place is going to be electric.
We'll get to some finals here in a moment after this play as well. Rainey will come out here 4th and 1 for Griggs-Midkota. They need just about a yard, about 2 feet here would be the first as we see it here from the press box. Handoff, that is not going to be able to make it here for the Griggs-Midkota Titans for the Maple River Raiders. Parker Chase comes in on the tackle after the rush on the way here for Griggs-Midkota, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Gilbert, his second carry here. Maple River will handle it at the 45-yard line. So what they need to do now is finish this one off. Some scores from across the way again. Sargent County 43-6 over Wymer-Lidgerwood. Lemoore Litchfield Marion blanks Richland 32-0 tonight. That game has gone final as well. And we'll see what Hankinson, Hatton Northwood try to get a score for you on that one. And we have a QB keeper here for Maple River, as that is all again that they need to do, and they will improve to 3-2 on the season, pick up their 3rd win back-to-back. Fargo Shanley blanks West Fargo Cheyenne in the second half, a 42-14 win for the Deacons. Central Cass defeats Mayport CG 34-6. That is a final as well. And for Maple River, they will take one more knee, and that will do it here tonight in Hope, North Dakota. For the Maple River Raiders, a entertaining contest for both of these teams as they win it 51-22. For Griggs-Midkota, they scored 0 points in the first and the fourth, but 22 points in the middle quarters. For Maple River in the fourth quarter, they put 19 points across in the fourth quarter for their most points on the season. Griggs-Midkota next up. They will host again. Well, for the Maple River Raiders, they will go on the road, but for Griggs-Midkota, they will host the Richland Colts. Well, for Maple River, they will tangle again with Hatton Northwood next week. We're back after this with our post-game show on your live events.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsboro or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
See the all-new Fendt tractor at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. You'll be impressed with this new Fendt tractor. Ask about a demonstration in your field and check out the new trade-ins for tillage equipment. Hey, and just this reminder again, new versatile Delta tracks are arriving. There's 3 spots secured for new versatile Delta track tractors, all going to be at 2023 pricing, saving you thousands of dollars. Talk to Chuck O'Neill at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back on our post-game show here on YourLiveEvent.com, the Maple River Raiders winning on homecoming night. Here it's autograph night as well, so we'll kind of allow Hoots to make his way once Larry Fontaine is all done talking. We're hoping to hear from Coach Fontaine, 1 or 2 players in this one. For Coach Doctor and the Griggs-Midkota Titans, they fall here tonight, but the story of this game, again, Maple River, every drive in the second half scores a touchdown outside of the final one where they just had to take the QB knee, but a season-high 51 points for Maple River. Let's get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Enbridge, life takes energy. Our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game is Mr. T. Silling here, and alongside Connor Dahl for the Maple River Raiders, as T. Silling in this one would finish with 6 touchdowns, 169 yards rushing, 109 yards through the air as well for Mr. Silling, who compiled almost 300 yards of offense here tonight for the Maple River Raiders. And give credit to Connor Dahl as well for that 1-2 combination here. Those two are our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game, and our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. Well, it's 1A and 1B. That 74-yard reverse touchdown with Carter Bosch, and also that 69-yard rushing touchdown for T. Silling. Those 2 plays are our RDK Enterprises feature precision plays of the contest. Go to locations in Hillsborough and Drayton for precision planting updates and for more information throughout the fall harvest. And once you get into the winter, give them a call at 701-636-2119 or go to planterdoc.com. Again, that is our RDK Enterprises feature precision plays of the contest. Nathan Hoots is standing by with Mr. Connor Dahl as we will send it down now to one of our players of the game here tonight. And part of that homecoming court is Connor Dahl as well, and then we'll try to hear from Mr. Silling. Nathan Hoots will send it down to you. Take it away, good man.
Hey, Connor, to your right is a man that got 6 touchdowns in a game on homecoming. What makes this guy so special?
He can do it all. He's an all-do-it quarterback. He can run, he can throw. He's just a special guy, and he makes big plays when we need it most.
All right, hey, T, Connor brings physicality to this team that sometimes we lack as a team. What makes it fun to be his teammate?
He just comes to work every day in practice. He's a leader on our team, and he just loves to be physical and just leads on the field.
All right, homecoming. It's a distraction. What did you guys do this week that was able to put the focus on this game and not the dress-up themes every single day?
We dressed up. Some of us did. I didn't. I was all focused on football all week. But, as soon as we get to practice, we throw all that homecoming stuff out the door, and we just get ready to work. And we know what we got to do to beat a really good Griggs-Midkota team, and we did it tonight.
Okay, you guys were undersized. Coming into the game, that was something that Coach Fontaine was saying, 100 pounds. You guys gave up an average of 78 pounds per player across the front of the line. You know how many yards you guys ran for tonight? 333. Okay, 333 yards. What was something that was emphasized, maybe not just by Coach Fontaine, but everybody in that locker room that was going to lead to you guys being successful tonight?
We just believed in our offensive line and our tight ends. We just ran right behind them. Yeah, they were undersized, but they got a lot of heart, and they just worked really hard.
Okay, couple wins in a row here, momentum rolling into Hatton Northwood. What's one thing that you want to make sure that you emphasize this weekend going into next week to make sure that you get another win next week against the Thunder?
Don't get too happy with 2 wins in a row. We just got to keep going because we want to make the playoffs, and that's our goal. So we got to keep chugging and just keep taking it team by team and not overlook anybody.
All right, well done tonight, guys. Go practice your signature. Everybody wants to be able to read your name. Good luck. See you guys later. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots, with that one again for Connor Dahl and T. Silling, part of our post-game conversation here on YourLiveEvent.com, as Larry Fontaine will make his way over as well here in just a moment. You see the line behind them getting ready for one more combination of autographs, but Hoots, let's send it down to you with the head coach on homecoming night. That is head coach Larry Fontaine.
All right, size differential was something that you emphasized quite a bit during your pregame. You guys ran for 333 yards tonight against a team that, on average, according to my math, which isn't always great, is 78 pounds per player on average across the line. What was one thing that you guys really emphasized, hey, we're going to give up that much weight. What can we do to be successful?
We were trying to run outside because 73 is probably the best lineman we're going to face all year for them. That guy is just quick and off the ball, and we were trying to run away from him and trying to just get outside and use what our advantage is, our speed. And so that's what we were trying to do, and we were able to do that, break some big plays outside. The kickoff was fantastic, where we work on that, where we do the reverse. And, you just got to trust and believe in your kids. And we just worked hard. We knew coming in that they were big, and we knew we were going to give up, but didn't stop Connor from running up the gut. Most of Connor's yards were those 31 dives. He's a tough kid. He's a tough kid. I love him.
All right, T. Silling had 6 touchdowns tonight. And it's difficult to narrow it down to one thing, but if you could narrow it down to one thing, what is it that makes him so successful?
Heart. He just wants to win. He just loves the game. Heart. He just wants to play. He just loves the game. He's fun to coach. He's a great kid.
3-0 at home this year. I'll get you out of here on this. Give me what makes it so special to be playing at home that makes you guys so successful here.
We just are, we have we dress 15 kids, and they're just tough. They're hard. They have a lot of heart. They're hard. They want to play hard. And for me, I'm just lucky I get to coach them. And for Mr. Belke and for Rob, thanks to those guys for coming out here. And those kids work hard in practice, and they want to win, and they're strong. 15 kids, man. They're hard. It's fun.
It's always fun to see that in 9-man football when you can count them on one, maybe 2 hands, how many subs you have in. Next week against Hatton Northwood, what do you have going into that week?
I have to watch tape. I don't know. I got to look at some tape, and then we'll, see how big they are, and we'll devise a game plan. We put in some plays today, and we'll put in some more plays next week, and we'll just go to the drawing board.
All right. Well done tonight. Good luck next week. Enjoy autograph night.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, see you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, final numbers, out-of-town scoreboard. That's next here on your live event.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
As we come back on our post-game show in a game that goes over 2.5 hours tonight here from Hope, North Dakota. Maple River 51, Griggs-Midkota 22, as you see the autograph night being well endowed. And then, oh, by the way, there's still a dance because it's homecoming night. Oh, by the way, volleyball plays in 11 hours in Valley City coming up here for Coach Craig Poole. So a very long night on a Friday night, but regardless, he's Nathan Hoots. I'm Chase Miller. Give a tip of the cap again, Hoots, to Griggs-Midkota, to Coach Ryan Doctor's club. They really provided a great contest here tonight. I know it's not the result they wanted, but just your thoughts from a Titan perspective here first and foremost before we take a look at some numbers.
Yeah, kudos to them adjusting on the fly, not really knowing after the first quarter who their quarterback was going to be. And then they came out in that second quarter, moving forward. They were able to move the ball, had a lot of positive momentum. Good things happened. Like you said, they got a lot of kids coming back next year. So these last 4 or 5 games that they have is just keep building towards that. Find something that makes them click. What defines them? It's obviously their size, but what can they do to make sure that that continues to build for them in the future.
And final thoughts here from a Maple River perspective after hearing from Dahl, after hearing from Silling, after hearing from Coach Fontaine again. We're just waiting to get one final score in tonight. Weimar Lidgerwood loses to Sargent County. Lemoore Litchfield-Marion beats Richland. We're just waiting to see, again, what that Hankinson-Hatton-Northwood game is for a final, because that is a large game in terms of the region standings. But regardless, from a Maple River standpoint, playoff hopes are still alive as they head to Hatton-Northwood. What's the biggest thing you took away from this game, Hoots?
Once again, just the offensive versatility that they showed again. Their quarterback's a stud. They got guys all over the field that can score. Connor Dahl with a great game. Carter Bosch, once again, just slippery and making plays all over the place. Their defense showed up, made plays when they had to, bend but not break. It was a lot of what they did. As frustrating as it was as a Maple River fan, to see them lose early in the year to Hankinson, they control their own destiny. Go out and win games. You never know what can happen. You could beat anybody if you score 51 points in a game.
It's going to be fun to see what happens throughout the remainder of this season. Let's take a look at some of the final numbers in this one. For the Maple River Raiders, 333 yards rushing on 42 attempts, 109 yards passing for 442 yards of offense here for the Raiders. For Griggs-Midkota, 286 yards of total offense here tonight. A couple of big plays, though, by Mr. On this one, James Woodstead, again, a 40-yard rushing touchdown. He had 102 yards by himself on the ground, plus 76 through the air. He was really a one-man wrecking crew here tonight for Griggs-Midkota. Maple River, Mr. Silling again, had, 18 carries, $158 with 5 rushing touchdowns, throws for 109 yards, 1 score, and a pick. Griggs-Midkota with a couple of turnovers here in this contest that costed him. And for Carter Bosch, again, another 100-yard performance on the ground. 15 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving. The last one capped off for 25 yards. Final thoughts here tonight, Nathan Hoots, before he put a bow on this one from Hope, North Dakota.
It's a late night. They got about an hour until the homecoming dance is done. So I hope they get through this autograph night here quickly and move on and get ready for the next week.
This is where you might pay the DJ an extra couple
That's
bucks if you're at a
exactly
wedding
right.
dance, right? Say, play him for another half hour.
Starting to check around to see if Hope has a curfew around here. Everybody get inside.
Hoots, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of homecoming weekend, and we will chat with you 2 weeks from tonight for another home game for Maple River when they host the Richland Colts.
Can't wait. Thanks for having me.
And again, Nathan Hoots, thanks so much to our cameraman Logan Bender tonight. I'm Chase Miller as well, repeating tonight's final on our City of Hope scoreboard. Maple River scores on every drive in the fourth quarter. A PAT by Mr. Satcham as well until the final just taking knees to end the game. Well, for the Griggs-Midkota Titans, they put up a battle. They were trailing at 20-8 at the half. They got it to nearly to one possession. Just couldn't come back in this one. But regardless, at the end of the day, a fun game tonight here in Hope, North Dakota. Thanks so much for tuning in. For more information, go to our website, yourliveevent.com, for more games throughout the upcoming week. And if you missed any of this contest or other games tonight, we had 7 football games across our platform in Minnesota and North Dakota. Thanks so much for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.